Here's what a Fence Outlet customer said about their experience.
Our neighbor was left in a bad situation when another fence company had them pay for their fence project and never came back to finish the job. Part of their fence was one side of ours. So after 5 days of no fence with a new puppy, my husband went to Fence Outlet with our measurements because we can do the one side ourselves. Then 2 days later, Fence Outlet delivered the materials with concrete. Buying direct from Fence Outlet allowed the warranty of the fence to be in our name. We appreciate Fence Outlet for making a difficult situation easier.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023 Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialist, Florida's #1 Repipe expert. And I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get zero interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Are you dealing with tooth pain? Don't suffer in silence. Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our expert team offers state-of-the-art care and is dedicated to helping you find relief. We specialize in root canals and have 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, and you don't need a referral to make an appointment. Visit IneedARootCanal.com today. Don't delay. That's IneedARootCanal.com. and take the pain away.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Radio.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from it's about to go down to a woman refuses to leave her Airbnb and the 5 insane sports Los Angeles wants in the next Olympics. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Good day.
Hello, Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Just send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday. That means you share the show, you tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show, you hit like on that YouTube live stream, you
Slam it.
send a link around to the podcast, you do whatever you got to do to tell people about what you are enjoying here today, hopefully, on a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Not bad.
Ready to party. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, all right. I never believe you guys. Every time I throw that to you, it's always like,
What? How's your Tuesday?
Yeah.
it's going fine. Yeah, things are going pretty
I don't
well,
believe
I
you.
guess.
Yeah, don't
So
believe
you're
you.
full of S.
No.
Doesn't feel good, does it, Sean?
It feels fine. It feels warranted, I think. All right, let's start. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to former President Trump, who was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And he's speaking at his first rally after Hamas's attack on Israel.
Vagina.
And let's see what he's talking about. I'm sure it's something related to that, right?
Because that's a vicious thing. I said, that's Silence of the Lamb. You know what that is? Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs?
What?
Silence? Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? He's moved on to Silence of the Lambs. Why? Well, you're going to find out in a second here.
God.
But he wants to talk about Silence of the
Because
Lambs.
that's a vicious thing. I said, that's Silence of the Lamb. You know what that is? Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? Hannibal Lecter. How great an actor was he?
Dr. Lecter.
You know why I like him? Because he said on television on one of the, I love Donald Trump, so I love him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, you know what's
What?
great? He said Hannibal Lecter. He's talking about Anthony Hopkins, the actor who played. Like, I think he thinks Hannibal Lecter's a real dude. And he's like,
Oh, I thought it was a quote from Silence of the Lambs, and I've seen that movie so many times. Like, I don't remember Donald Trump being mentioned then.
Hannibal Lecter said he likes me, so you know what? I like him. And then Trump sort of gives up the game. And this is the essence of Trump, if you're not aware of this yet. It's painfully obvious to me, but this is the essence of the Trump thing when he continues on.
I love him.
He loves
He said
Hannibal
that a
Lecter.
long time ago, and once he said that, he was in my camp. I was in his camp. Yeah, I don't care if he was the worst actor. I'd say he was great to me.
Yeah. He said, I don't care if he's the worst actor. Once you say you love Trump, then I'm going to say you're the best actor in the world. Get that message out there.
Have you seen Silence? Silence.
Everybody starts chiming in and saying, I love Trump, you know? Hannibal Lecter even said it, for God's sake. There he goes at his rally in Iowa.
Wow.
We were talking a lot yesterday about what was happening. It's going to get a lot worse, I think, in the next couple of days. And, you know, Israel and with Hamas and all the things happening in Gaza. And I know that's all heavy stuff. We have a lot of other things to talk about today. But Mia Khalifa was one of the people who was chiming in support of Hamas after this horrendous attack on a rave where they killed hundreds of people, possibly. We're still not sure. Where terrible, terrible things happened to those poor people. And there's so much hand-waving going on from a lot of these people who are Palestinian supporters. You can support the Palestinian people, right? You can support those people because their life sucks. There's a lot that they're going through. The Israeli barricade sucks. All of these things suck. They're terrible. But when you start to support Hamas after they just did this murderous rampage, that's not a good look. You sound like a real asshole if you do that. And she lost a couple of gigs yesterday. One was with some, like, I don't know if it's a podcast company or something. The other one was with Playboy. And they posted this. It says, Dear creator community, we are writing today to let you know of our decision to terminate Playboy's relationship with Mia Khalifa. Was unaware they had a relationship to begin with, but here we go. Including deleting Mia's Playboy channel on our creator platform. Over the past few days, Mia has made disgusting and reprehensible comments celebrating Hamas's attacks on Israel and the murder of innocent men, women, and children. At Playboy, we encourage free expression and constructive political debate, but we have zero tolerance for hate speech. We expect Mia to understand that her words and actions have consequences.
Right.
There you go.
I mean,
She's...
No one's even like let it 24 hours and we have political commentators everywhere.
Oh my God.
Taking your stance and it is horrific what is going on there, regardless of the sides of it all. And it's just incredible to me how we are already seeing this divide here in the U.S. versus acknowledging that there are people whose family members will never be seen again.
Oh, my God,
people
of
being
course.
tortured, women being raped on top of their friends' bodies.
Two things. Number one, first of all, we tend to, and when I say we, I'm really talking about the people who are writing all this stuff online or going with hot takes on Twitter or X or whatever they're doing. They lose sight of the fact that there's like human beings involved in this, like people just like you or your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother. Like these are actual people, and there's bombs going off everywhere, missiles flying around, and you don't realize because you have such a patty cake life, it's all just spoon fed to you. And you don't realize the trouble that these folks are going through on both sides of this border. It's miserable for them, and it's very, very difficult. So people lose sight of that, number one. Number two, you think some of these other debates have been contentious and have been full of radicals, like the transgender stuff or any of the other political culture war stuff? That's got nothing on anything to do with Palestine. That's where the people come out and they are mask off, and they'll be like, I straight up want the other side to be murdered. And you go, what? Okay, is this where we're at right now? Yes. Yeah, in some cases, that's where you're at. I'm here to watch it and see what's going on and let you know what's happening. And there's a lot of these reporters that are out in the midst of this. I think some reporters have already been killed trying to cover this whole thing. One of them was in Israel. This was a Fox News reporter. He did not get killed, but it got real dicey during his report. Check this out. If you missed this, it's pretty wild.
And so we're having these little pieces of information trickle in about what the Israelis knew and what they didn't know. Get down, everyone.
That's a warning.
Next to the car, lay down flat.
They're hitting the deck.
Everyone down, flat, cover your head.
Still broadcasting live.
Here now. Loud
God,
explosions
man.
coming off.
Terrifying.
Another time they're trying to overwhelm the Iron Dome again. I can see them coming off the Gaza Strip from multiple.
Could you imagine?
No.
Well, they got the light on him. Those are all rockets. Those are all rockets over his head. There's got to be dozens of them.
Stay down, guys. Stay down.
Insane, man. It's
Fox News
just
is like, keep it going.
Yes, and all the
Keep
news
rolling.
outlets are doing this. It's like they're treating it like a hurricane with a weatherman out there, and the weatherman has to be in the slicker, and he's got to be in the wind pushing him around, and
I mean,
they're doing the same thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. They were there already because there was no flights going in and out after this all started.
Probably they were already there. Probably these reporters were already based in Israel, be my guess. They may have made it in through other countries and crossed other borders and stuff to get there, because it still is incredibly hard to get a flight. My friend Erica that I was talking about yesterday did end up getting a flight further away from everything that's happening, and I think to an airport where she might be able to get back to the United States. But it's still a total mess.
How terrifying. It's probably somewhere she's never been before, right? You know,
she's
it's
never been
like
there.
a once in a lifetime kind of deal, and just
imagine
the bad luck with that. That's
you think you're going on a nice little vacation, and then you go, "Oh, okay, this is very different." So that's what they're doing out there. A lot of this going on near the front lines, and very scary stuff. For the folks over in Gaza, while we wrap this part of things up and get on to some other stuff happening in the news, check this out for people watching on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie, just so you know what these people are living through. And I'll put this up on See It Now as we see everything going on with these reports.
Possibly dumb question, but you're looking at that drone footage over Gaza. Is before all the bombings and stuff, was everything there always that color?
Just like gray,
seems
like
very
sooty
gray,
gray.
like everything, like all the buildings were built, but none of them were painted.
Well, there's been a blockade for a long time now, and they can't get really much in or out of Gaza, and so they have to just do what they can. They can't get like concrete in to build new stuff. It sucks. They have no access to so many different things, and it's something else to watch. And we got enough problems going on in the world. We didn't need another one here. Maybe I should back down from the China war over this panda thing. But no.
Yeah, you think?
No.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do
I
day
will
two
not
of
back
this.
down. We got to keep the pandas. We have to keep them around here. Courtney was worried after the show yesterday. She was like, can we go see the pandas before they take them away? And I was like, maybe we can go
Where's
to the
the
zoos.
nearest panda?
I don't know. They're not at like all the zoos. Like Washington, D.C., probably. I don't know if they still have that. I think they're getting rid of theirs this year. I don't know that I've ever seen a panda in a zoo, now that I'm thinking about it. You see, like, the black bears and the brown bears, or like sun
red
bears.
Pandas, they're cute.
The red pandas are amazing, and you see all those animals, but these are more rare because China wants to hold on to all of them. All right, we want to hear from you today, so do send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to do that. When we come back, I'm going to talk about this. I meant to get this in yesterday, but this is one of these stories where somebody has taken over another person's house, and they can't get them out. But this is the worst one I've ever heard in my life, and it is a wild ride, so don't miss out on it. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Need to hear someone else's opinions before reconciling your own internal phobias? We got you, fam. Hey, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue, northbound at Sand Lake Road. There's delays due to an accident on Colonial Drive at Woodbury Road. Expect delays due to debris in the roadway on I-4 westbound between Lake Mary Boulevard and State Road 434. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
If you're looking for a new job and want to make a career change, make plans now to join us for the Florida Jobs Now Fair this Wednesday, October 11th at the Orlando Science Center from noon to 4 p.m. Dozens of employers on hand looking to hire. For more information, go to fljobsnow.com and make sure to join us this Wednesday at the Orlando Science Center from noon to 4 p.m.
Now you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your
doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Listen up. This is so easy. Do you want the most money for your used car? Do you want a hassle-free process? Of course you do. Give Me the VIN is A+ rated by the BBB. That's Better Business Bureau, baby, and thousands of online reviews. Give Me the VIN will beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Get the most money for your used car right now at GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
For 60 years, our team of trusted, reliable plumbers has been here to help you with all your plumbing needs. Right now, unclogging any drain is $93 or it's free. That's $93 or free.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
I'm Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
And I'm Charlie Webster. The podcast Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down a drug lord, returns for a second season and picks right back up with Pete and Jay Flores taking their first steps on U.S. soil after turning themselves in to the U.S. government. Season 2 follows the twins through their time in prison and testifying in court against El Chapo.
Surviving El Chapo.
Listen to Season 2
on iHeartRadio app or wherever you get podcasts.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
We'll get to this AirBNB tenant from hell in a second, and this, man, is one that's going to get you talking a little bit, I think. One thing that kind of doomer pills me a little bit, watching all this stuff happening with Israel and Palestine, is some of the college kids and their reaction to this stuff. And it's a lot of these, like, socialist groups on college campuses. And one of the things that I saw, this was one of many, like this also happened at Harvard with some letters that they pushed out. And you can see this if you're on the stream. I'll explain it for everybody else. They're having a day of resistance, a protest for Palestine. And on their graphic, they put one of the Hamas fighters that came in on those like hang glider things or whatever they're called. And you just look at it and you're like, this is the most heartless stuff I've ever seen in my life. These were like actual people. And also, these are like the same people. There's a lot of overlap here with people who will talk about safe spaces and microaggressions and all of that stuff. And you go, well, I mean, if you want everything to be so comfy around you, look how you treat other people when something bad happens. But you're like, they're bad. So for them, we could go full-throated and make fun of them when they've been massacred. But for us, like, don't even say a microaggression around us. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't add up. And I think that it's really disheartening to see it. You know, it's got to be a minority of the kids on these campuses, but it's still just kind of frustrating to see. All right, let's go over to this, because this is one of these stories that gets everybody riled up, and rightfully so. We've talked about so many of these stories where somebody is living in a house that's their house, they're the homeowner, and they leave to go on vacation or something, and another person moves in, and the person has like a fake lease and stuff, and then you can't go back to your own house. And the person who's moved into your house, who's stolen your house, is now subject to a process that can last a really long time before you can get your stuff back. And I think everybody's kind of in agreement where we're like, we want to protect people who are renting so that landlords can't just toss them out in the middle of the night with their kids. But we also don't want to help out people who are trying to squat in somebody else's house and just make things difficult for them. In this case, the woman was renting out an Airbnb from somebody, all right? And this Airbnb guest has now been living rent-free. She's not paying anything. She's been in this luxury home that she was in as an Airbnb. She has not paid anything for 540 days.
Good God.
And refuses to leave this house. And also, to make things even worse, this woman, this is one of these people with no shame. This woman's got no shame, man. This woman says, I'll leave, but you need to pay me a relocation fee of $100,000.
Whoa. What?
A relocation fee.
This is not her first rodeo at all.
She don't care, man. Like, yeah, you could go and you're a terrible person. This is one of those people that doesn't care, and they will manipulate things as much as they can just take.
It blows my mind that is still okay. That you can call the police and trespass somebody out of business, right? No problem. They can escort you out. But when it comes to squatters, like, there's nothing they can do. It's your property.
If somebody tried to occupy your studio, somebody got in there, like, sat on the ground, the cops would come in and grab the person and go, get out of here. This is not your place. You don't own this area. Please leave. But if it happens in your house, in some states, it's a really pain in the ass situation. And in Los Angeles, there's some law that's called the Just Cause Ordinance, which requires a landlord to have a legal reason to evict a tenant, or else they have to pay for relocation assistance.
But even if it's short-term rentals, like Airbnb?
Right. Apparently the law is not written well enough, because I could agree with that. I could agree that if the landlord doesn't have just cause to have somebody evicted and you want to just push them out of your house, that you should pay them relocation money. So if C-Lane rents me a house, and then C-Lane's like, I don't want to rent this house anymore, and it boots me out, you got to pay like a fee so the person can get set up somewhere else. I would be okay with that, because you're doing a disservice to the person who is renting at your place. But not this. I mean, and mind you, while I talk about all this is a house in Brentwood in California, Los Angeles. This is a massive house. It's like a beautiful mansion that this lady is staying at and has not paid at for 540 days. Here's ABC 7 in LA. They were talking about this.
You might call it a house guest nightmare. A woman rented out a guest home in one of LA's poshest neighborhoods, but refuses to leave. New at 5 o'clock, Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero explains why the homeowner cannot force her to leave.
Insane,
in
man.
Brentwood's hillside sits a community eye level with the Getty Center, whose neighbors include LeBron James and Fergie.
Okay, so like celebrities live in this neighborhood. You got Fergie and LeBron James hanging out in this neighborhood.
Wait, are they allowed to have Airbnbs in that neighborhood?
I don't know. If they're not, this lady's going to get some heat for it now, because she's on the news, or their place is on the news.
And I've heard about this scam before. I saw some lady on TikTok that was like, this is my warning to other Airbnb owners. Do not let anyone rent more than 29 days, because I'm now dealing with somebody after the 30-day mark that refuses to leave.
Because if you go over that point, it becomes kind of something else, right?
Right.
It's not a short-term lease. Maybe 30 days is the thing that determines whether it goes short-term or long-term, and there's different rules for the long-term. And then there's even more rules that this lady's running into. 540 days and not a dime paid.
The resident everyone seems to be talking about today lives here. for free.
My husband yesterday was outside and some guy
Must
comes
be
by
nice.
and goes, you know you're living next door to a squatter?
A periodontist named Alexander or Sasha Jovanovic bought this house in 1995. Through the years, he's remodeled it, and in 2019 decided to rent the guest house out on Airbnb. That's how his and Elizabeth Hirschhorn's paths crossed. She was looking for a place to stay for 6 months.
6 months.
And ended up here. That was 2 years ago. Repairs the guest house needed 4 months in caused the initial animosity, which led Jovanovic to extend the tenant's stay beyond her Airbnb reservation.
There's the
because
mistake.
they made an unofficial agreement, Airbnb is no longer getting involved, and the guest house itself doesn't have the right permit. So Jovanovic needs to find a legal reason to evict her.
So that was exactly like we were saying. They had a little deal to rent it out for like 6 months, and then there was some renovation done on one of the rooms in this guest house. And because that wasn't like fully permitted, it's causing the problems. And then he promised she could stay a little bit longer outside of the Airbnb window. Now Airbnb is not involved, and now he can't get rid of this
Pretty
woman.
nice place she's squatting in. You know, it looks like a glass room and very nice.
Which he has yet to do successfully. Hirschhorn stopped paying in April 2022, according to court documents.
I think it's going to get more unpleasant for her now because, you know, I think the whole neighborhood heard about it.
We spoke with Jovanovic moments ago.
I had no idea that the shower was not permitted. I didn't even know that the guest house was not permitted. There was just like a total oversight.
Hirschhorn's attorney told the LA Times Jovanovic has harassed her. She's suing for intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other things. Jovanovic just wants her gone, and the nearly $60,000 in owed rent.
Good luck with that.
All of which is now for a judge to decide.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Good God, man.
I realized where I recognize that Brentwood from.
Where?
Peisenberg texted me and reminded me that that's where O.J. Simpson lived.
That is
when
correct,
he did
yes.
his, or didn't do his, if he did his
murders.
When he murdered it up, he was living in Brentwood. That's correct. Or at least the house where he went to was in Brentwood. Was he in? I don't know. Either way, yeah, that was involved in the O.J. Simpson story. 540 days. She has not paid a dime in that time and refuses to leave. That is gotta be a little frustrating to deal with.
Also, kind of sad that you can't, like, just for the sake of your pride and a free house, you're never stepping foot outside of it. Because the moment she does, they can go change the locks, right? And
I
everything
don't know.
changes.
No, I honestly don't know. If they're saying that he can't evict her, then I think that means that she might be able to come and go as she pleases, but I don't know the answer to that. They didn't necessarily mention that in the story that I was looking at. We'll see if there's more on these folks, and there's a lot of stories like this, unfortunately. All right, let's go to you. Let's see what's going on in your world as you join us with the dispatch today. Send yours. Get out of the woods. You've been listening for a long time. Join us with your first dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com, just like Sweaty Armpit Guy.
Hey there, News Junkies. Hey. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but a couple things been adding up here lately. Biden just released $6 billion to Iran and traded a few prisoners about a month ago. And then we did that emergency alert test system thingy last week. And then just a couple days later, this whole conflict overseas started.
Oh, man.
Seems a bit strange to me.
You got some more dots to connect, sir. It's a little bit loose with the conspiracy theory. The thing that I keep seeing people, mostly on the right, talking about is this money that was given to Iran by the U.S. government, which wasn't actually money that was given to them. It was just money that was freed up, that was freezed in a bank account. The money can only be used for humanitarian aid, and now there's like a safe hold on the account where everything has to be approved, and none of the money has been spent. So that money did not fund any of this, despite the memes that you see all over social media outlets.
But so many people will take that as fact.
Of course they will. It's been posted all over. I think I've seen that on Twitter. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on
Instagram
all of them.
story. Y'all seen it?
People go, look at this. This is the real story. This is what happened. Here we go. Let's see. Sean has a dispatch for us.
Up next, we have a situation with a situation that caused another situation.
Hey, I'm working
Don't
on
worry,
it.
Sean Michael Watson. I use situation way too much too. Have a good day.
Don't call me by my middle name. It makes me feel awkward and uncomfortable. And like my parents are yelling at me. When somebody says your whole name, doesn't that make you feel like you're in trouble or something? Whenever they put somebody who's like an accused murderer in the newspaper, they use all their full name because they don't want to get sued by somebody who might have the same first and last name and might get caught up in the mix.
And it always makes me feel like I've done something wrong when I hear that. Here is Chocolate Thunder with a dispatch.
Hey, so I'm listening to yesterday's podcast. I was talking about having sex in school. So I went to school in Ocala, and our school was nicknamed Sexport. There was a lot of sex going on there, and I distinctly remember my freshman year somebody getting mop in the back of a classroom while they were watching a video.
In the classroom?
I mean, it made local news. West 2 news station came out there and interviewed some kids and stuff. It was kind of wild, man. Sex in school is definitely a thing. All right,
thank you, Chocolate Thunder. Appreciate the dispatch.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. There was, I think I remember when I went to public school, I don't remember if this was going into middle school or going into high school. High school seems more, I don't know, likely, but they said that we weren't allowed to, like, even if we were, like, done with our work or whatever, there was no situation in which we were allowed to put our heads down on the desk.
Why?
Because they thought that, and maybe this happened, like, one time was enough for them. They thought that when you put your head down on the desk, that's how kids were doing cocaine in class.
Okay. So
like, really, dude?
They thought you were just like,
so nobody could put their heads down. Because if you put your heads down, you're automatically snorting cocaine in class.
God forbid you played Heads Up 7-Up.
Yeah.
Whole class just zooted out of their minds on
Heads
this
Up
stuff.
7-Up all night.
All right, let's do one more here. Here is I'm a PC chiming in.
Okay, so I am honestly extremely curious. There's clearly hazard pay for reporters for hurricanes. You know, what hazard pay level are these reporters getting for missiles? Or is it more of like
not
a
enough
per diem? So, anybody want to find that out? Because I'm kind of curious.
I have no idea. Not enough, though. All I know is that the reporters that do this actual dangerous, and don't kid yourself, it's dangerous as hell, war zone reporting, that's the most journalistic-y kind of journalist job that you can get, I think. Like, that's the one where if somebody says, I'm a journalist, it's like, what do you do? And they're like, I cover things that happen.
I'm the food reviewer for just a small town outside of Tampa.
These are the wacky things you can do with your animals at home.
And that's fine. And that, there's a market for that. That's okay. But if that person tries to be like, don't talk to me like that, I'm a journalist, it's like, that's for stolen valor, right? The person who's allowed to say that in my world, in an argument, like if I was talking to somebody about what's going on in Israel, if they were like, I was a war reporter on the ground as this was, I'd be like, okay, damn, all right. You know what? Tell me your experience. What happened there? Because that's some real tough stuff. That is not an easy thing to go through. And you see these reporters just ducking all over the place. And of course, the folks at their networks, I don't think this is a stretch to say, they want that, right? They want them like hitting the deck. They want the missiles whizzing overhead. They want an exciting shot. And some of these, I don't know if they're brave or stupid, honestly. These reporters who go out there and cover this stuff.
It's a real hard position to be in to say that you want the missiles whizzing overhead all the way up until the missile hits right there.
Right. Yeah. Game over. And it can happen, and it has happened, and it will happen. And so when I see those folks out there doing that, I say that's a whole nother level of journalism. That's what kids think of when they're younger and they think of somebody having that job, somebody really going out there and getting their hands dirty. And there's like camaraderie between most of those people. Like, I imagine that some people that work at MSNBC probably dislike people who work at Fox News for various reasons. They fight with each other and stuff. But if you work for Fox News and you're covering the situation on the ground in Gaza or in Israel, and there's somebody working for MSNBC, you're probably pretty friendly because you're both in the same scenario. Things are very dangerous. You respect each other for doing all of that. Eric on YouTube says, Sabrina has a dangerous job. She's been choked out. Sean deals with wild peacocks. Hard-hitting journalist for sure. Yeah, the peacock was yesterday. I wake up and I'm going down the hallway. I'm in my boxer shorts. As I move down the hallway, I look, and the peacock is looking through the front door window right at me. He's just staring me down through that little slice in the bottom of the front door. And he wouldn't flinch. He was just staring at me, and I was like, "Oh my God, they got it."
Why won't you flinch?
Put some pants on, and then maybe he'll flinch.
I just wanted him to go away, and he did. And you can always tell, by the way, when there's new people to this community. This guy was kind of cute. This guy and his son, when Courtney and I were on a walk yesterday, this guy and his son, they come over and they go, "Did they get rid of the peacocks?" And we go, "No, they didn't get rid of the peacocks." They said, "They're right around the corner. Here's where they are. There's like 20 of them." And he goes over there with his son, and they're like, "Whoa!" You know, they're all excited, and it's like kind of like they're at a zoo or something. And I go, "Okay, it's fun the first couple times, and then
I'm trying to kill him.
Not so much after that. You go, I don't like these as much." All right, when we come back, we're going to get to you. Your dispatches are filing in and piling in, however you want me to say it. And also, a woman who's a school bus driver, she's not going to get in trouble because while she was doing something really bad, she has a really solid excuse. Or does she? We'll find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
We may have lost our blue check, but we're still here doing
whatever it is you do on Twitter.
At Real Radio 1041 on Twitter is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the mid-80s, so temperatures slowly warming as we head throughout the afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, but skies do remain dry. It's not until Wednesday through the end of the week that we see rain chances on the rise as well as warming temperatures. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Have a great rest of your day.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
Wherever you are in life, Rasmussen University offers the flexibility and support you need to earn your associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree on campus or online nationally at any time. Start now at rasmussen.edu.
Folks, you need to know when you can fix something yourself and when you need to let the experts do it. And it's good to have the knowledge of what you don't know. And for me, I'm not going to be able to fix my air conditioner. I know that I need the experts at Mills Air. And I'm glad I met Leon Mills because I got to know somebody who ran a business the way I think is the right way. Ran a business based on honesty and being fair with people and doing right by people. And that's why they have so many positive reviews when you see them online. And that's why they've been in business since 1992. That's more than 30 years experience in helping people just like you out. So if your AC has been working but kind of not as cold as it's supposed to be, or if it's completely sputtered out, you don't have to be scared of a big giant bill in front of your face. They got financing for basically everybody, and they are there to help you out. So make sure you ring them up. I'll give you their number in just a second. Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer giving you access to $1,275, up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's that number, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
It's more than just a fence. It protects your future gardener.
Mom, look at my tomato.
Wow. Your future Olympian. And your future best in show. Get your free quote today for all the future brings at fenceoutlet.com.
Orlando's newest entertainment destination is now open. Primrose Lanes welcomes you to our restaurant and bowling club. Visit primroselanes.com to reserve your lane and join us for happy hour every weekday at 4 p.m. for half-off cocktails.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream, bringing together internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. Get fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Spectrum One Stream. It's streaming simplified. Visit Spectrum.com or a Spectrum store for details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
Everyone deserves to feel safe and protected at home. But for children, home fires pose an increased risk of death or injury. Sadly, at least one child dies each day in a house fire. As a global leader in fire safety, Kidda believes this issue is cause for alarm. Learn how you can help protect your family and get involved at causeforalarm.org. That's causeforalarm.org. And together, we can inspire fire safety knowledge that lasts a lifetime.
This hour of iHeartRadio brought to you by the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair coming Wednesday, October 11th to the Orlando Science Center. Get more info at fljobsnow.com.
This woman should get her job back. And you're probably going to disagree with me off the bat, right off the jump. Because this is a lady who is a school bus driver in Long Island, and her name is Amal Hanna. And Amal Hanna, she's driving her school bus, dropping off the kids, picking up the kids in Long Island, and she gets in some big trouble. She gets fired from her job because she was...
I feel for this lady.
Oh, you saw this?
I did. I saw it a little bit yesterday. I didn't watch the entire story, but I mean, there has to be something to this.
Yeah, I
do
think so.
feel for her.
So she got fired from her job because she was pounding a White Claw while she was driving the school bus.
Since when is that illegal?
And I know when you hear that immediately, you're like, yeah, Sean, she got fired because she was drinking a damn White Claw as she's driving a school bus. Yes, of course she got fired.
It's not the best role model in the world.
No, but what if, C-Lane, she has a very, very, very good excuse for why she was driving drinking a White Claw while she was driving the school bus?
I don't think she does.
Oh, well, we'll see if I can change your mind here. Excuse me, if I can change your mind. They say a longtime Long Island school bus driver, poor lady was doing this forever. She was working for 15 years driving this school bus.
Maybe this is how she quits.
She says, screw it. I'm going to pop open a White Claw. She was caught drinking on the job. They say she will not face charges, but she has been fired. And I say, give the White Claw bus driver her job back. Here is why. She said she didn't realize that it was an alcoholic beverage. All right? That's the first thing. And I can believe that. Didn't we just have a story about somebody at the White House who was pounding White Claws and accidentally got drunk?
Correct.
For the first time because they didn't know that White Claws were alcoholic beverages? Do both of you think that you could possibly drink a White Claw and not know that there was alcohol in there? Because I would buy that. You just think it's a seltzer or something.
I think so, for sure, because I'm not a White Claw drinker. I don't even like seltzer. So, the moment it would touch my lips, I'm like, this is disgusting. I want nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I could see, though, in my past when I've had a sip of White Claw, you don't really taste the booze.
Right.
Do you?
It's not super strong, and you might just think it's a seltzer. But we go further, in case you're not convinced yet. Appearing for an interview Friday, 60-year-old Amal Hanna lamented the mistake that saw her fired from her job of 15 years and removed her hat to reveal what was going on with her health. She's currently undergoing chemotherapy for an unspecified type of cancer. She says it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Because of her condition, I can bring it up. I don't have it in front of me right now.
It's heartbreaking.
Because she's crying in the interview the whole time. See if you could find that, Sabrina, because the woman says because of the chemotherapy and because of the cancer that she has, she's unable to taste certain foods and drinks. So she didn't understand what was going on and had no idea that she was drinking this White Claw.
And that, I think is so telling because she got caught. She was blatantly drinking a White Claw. Mm-hmm. Anyone, much like I have it here.
That's
much
her crying.
Like that teacher that we talked about the first day of school who was clearly dealing with a severe alcohol problem. Mm-hmm. It was hidden in her mug. She tried to play it off as coffee. I don't think if she knew what she was doing, it would just be a blatant can of White Claw that she's sipping while driving.
Right. And this lady wasn't born in America. She's from Egypt, but she's been living here for a while and working for 15 years driving this
she
school
has
bus.
Got a pile of excuses.
Yeah, I think they're good. People aren't buying in.
Celine is not budging.
BDMX Con on Twitch says she's too dumb to be a bus driver then, disqualifying stupidity. Abraham Dragonfriend says, yeah, she's too dumb. But I feel bad. And I think that it's totally possible that people actually make mistakes like this. And it doesn't necessarily make them dumb. If I'd never heard of
Does that mean she's been driving the bus and drinking White Claws for a long time?
I don't know. I don't know if this was the first time or, if she's a regular White Claw drinker and just had no idea. But here's the lady. Okay, I don't know how you don't feel for her. Here she is talking about this.
I'm crying. I can't even have more tears for just a mistake. It was a mistake. I'm fired. I'm going to be in the street because of mistake.
Oh, she says it was all a mistake, and she's very upset. And you can see that she's, bald on top because of chemotherapy that she's going through right now. So she couldn't taste this stuff. So if she's not born in America, maybe doesn't perfectly understand everything that's on the can in front of her. If she can't really taste that's an alcoholic beverage that she's drinking, if she says it was a mistake and says that she didn't obviously do this on purpose, I mean, come on. Can't we throw her a bone here? Can't we be like, hey, slap on the wrist, never do that again. You got to make sure you're not making this mistake anymore. And Arnott says stupidity is no excuse to break the law. I mean, come on. They're not charging her with anything. So maybe stupidity is an excuse to break the law, right? Maybe in this case, it is an excuse that works to break the law because they didn't charge her with this.
All right, in that case, charge her and let her keep her job.
That doesn't make any sense, Christopher.
I don't think she should be fired. I know that she was drinking and driving a school bus, and that sounds bad. But can we not look at things with a little more nuance and say,
I'm with you.
Okay,
surprisingly.
generally, when you have a situation where a school bus driver is drinking an alcoholic beverage, 99.9999999% of those people should be fired immediately and should be charged with putting the kids in danger. But isn't it possible that's a 0.00001% chance that somebody ended up in a situation that you too could have been caught up in.
Those don't add up. Not enough zeros.
I tried to get him as close as possible. I thought about it as I was doing it, all right? Dan says her future as a bus driver might be questionable, but as far as legal ramifications, I think I'd slide that one by.
What else can she do at this point?
She's screwed. I doubt they're going to give her the job back because some people seem to be against this.
I mean, it's just hard. It would be hard as the public school system to say, we realize that we've caught a bus driver, drinking on the job, but we review the evidence and we see that she's got extenuating circumstances, and we're going to give her a job back. You're just going to get a bunch of parents that are going to, drag you over the coals for that.
Right, of course, because you let the alcoholic bus driver back on board.
I mean,
of course.
I would assume.
Could she work in another school district?
I don't know.
A couple months, this goes away.
No, now she's the drunk bus driver. She's screwed on all of this.
Was she even drunk?
Well, that's the thing. She had, I think there was only one White Claw, so probably not legally intoxicated. So that's not that bad.
I almost feel like one of the kids gave her the White Claw.
Yeah.
Here you go.
It's just so weird to me that something that she's never drank before, she just happened to have one of them while driving the bus.
Yeah. It says the interview aired shortly before a police spokesperson revealed that cops believed her story and would not be bringing charges against her, as school officials continue to brand her actions as completely unacceptable. All these people at the school board, all you folks in chat, you never made a mistake in your life. You never made a mistake where you were like, damn, 11 things went wrong, and now I look like a moron. Now I look like I've done something bad, and now I lose my job. I know it's happened to you before.
I mean, there are a lot of arguments in her favor to be like, she can't taste very well because of the chemo. It was a mistake. And then there's also people that are on the chat right now that have completely valid things like, can she read?
Yeah.
Does she know what alcoholic beverages look like?
Let me toss another log in the fire here, okay? This woman loses her job as a school bus driver. She's going through chemotherapy. She's battling cancer. I guess that means she loses her health insurance, right? I guess that means she doesn't have health insurance as she's battling cancer.
So way to go. The school's going to kill her.
Now the lady is at risk of death, for God's sake, or going into just crippling medical debt for the rest of her existence on this planet. I don't know. I say give her a pass on this. Bunch of you people are pussies. You're just like, you can't just give her a one pass. The woman's reaching for somebody to pick her up out of the hole she's fallen into, and you have no mercy for her. No empathy. You won't give anybody a hand.
I feel like you should, make the first move here and let her drive you around.
I'll let her drive me around.
Drinking
Hell
White
yeah.
Claw, too.
I would absolutely let her drive me around drinking White Claw. I'm not worried about it.
Very long.
It's probably
temporary
not a good
position.
Idea. She probably shouldn't put herself in that position again. She should stay away from the White Claw. And Nick on YouTube says, I have a family member who's a postal carrier. She was busted with a bottle of whiskey and drunk while driving a USPS vehicle. She blamed it on a brain injury and got to keep her job. Damn. Slid that one through.
All right, here's the thing, though.
Woo.
Postal service vehicles are not full of people's children.
Look at this
Why is it
guy.
any different?
I'm going to be a dad. Now I'm thinking about the kids.
No kids were injured in this White Claw fiasco. Not a single kid was injured. The bus didn't tip over. There wasn't a big accident. We have a safe situation going on. And afterwards, we can look back and go, hey, let's give her a break. I think so. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Things are about to get a little not safe for work when we return.
Okay. Cool.
Buckle up. We'll get into that. It is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4, you could expect delays eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Slowdowns eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Westbound between Lake Mary Boulevard and State Road 434. Authorities are clearing up an accident causing delays in all directions on Orange Avenue at Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza, Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
Let me tell you, this is the easiest thing to tell you about and convince you on. Primrose Lanes is a place you need to go to this week. Go over there, have a great meal, and you are going to have a great meal. And maybe go do some bowling. They've got a bowling alley there. They've got an entertainment room when there's any kind of sports event going on, like a boxing match or a baseball game that you want to watch. And I can tell you to do this real quick. Go to primroselanes.com and check out their menu, because just looking at the menu, you are going to be convinced that this is the place you need to go. The smoked prime rib that we had when we went there, they treated us like kings and queens. Horseradish, cheddar, garlic crema, Dijon. Oh my God, it was so good. It was the best prime rib I've had in my entire life. Their smash burger is amazing. Their world famous hot dog that you have to try. Everything on the menu is fantastic. And try out some of their drinks over there. Their specialty cocktails are just as good. You deserve this. It's a great experience. You're going to have fun, and you're going to have some amazing food. So go on that adventure this week. Go to primroselanes.com.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Your pet isn't just a pet. They're part of your family, and you want to give them the best. And you want to feed them the best food. 70% of your dog's immune system is based on their gut, which can impact their overall health. Nutritional deficiencies produce issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. Dinovite has been shown to improve overall pup health. Take it from one of their customers.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess, always itching. His paws were soaking wet from constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shot steroids into my dog all the time. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements. Today, 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
It's time for the fall haul at Northern Tool and Equipment. Get your hands on tough tools at prices that are tough to ignore. Got plans? Cancel them. Trucks in the shop? Borrow someone else's. Don't like saving money? Right. So head to the fall haul at Northern Tool. Back up the truck for the season's biggest event and save on generators, power tools, trailers, and more. Shop in-store or at northerntool.com. We're made for this.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. CASH. That's cash. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Secret Show subscriber. You too can get in on the action. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to learn more. But thanks to OMG Annie, we're going to get to your dispatches momentarily here. There's so much about this story that sounds fake, but I assure you this is all very, very, very real. Yesterday, it broke that President Biden's brother had a nude photo leak online. You see this story?
Yeah.
There was so many things about this that were confusing to me. So Joe Biden's brother, Frank Biden.
What was the name of the app? Like Hi Gay Boys or something?
It's a gay dating site called Guys with iPhones. And I was like, why is that the name of this website? Guys with iPhones? All right.
Seychelles is going to lose his mind. Android did that years ago.
Yeah. Is there an alternative that's guys with Androids? I don't know.
Boys with droids?
The photo is uploaded.
Gays with green text.
The photo was uploaded to a gay website, Guys with iPhones, and they say the Frank Biden, the brother of Joe Biden, said, "Yep, that's me, but I think my phone was hacked." And he said, "I have absolutely no comment. I could care less. I haven't even looked at it," from his Florida home. They must have hacked my phone. And he said, "I really didn't want to start my day off this way." It is all over Twitter, by the way, if you haven't seen this photograph. And he doesn't seem to care about it. And when he took the photo, dude was close to his 60s. Well, he was in his 60s, and he's ripped, man. Biden's brother's like jacked, got like a six-pack and stuff. And then
that happened to him, too.
He's got a complete donger hanging out in this photograph. And
Is he packing?
Oh my. Hey, you tell me. If you look up Frank Biden on Twitter, you'll see the photograph. But it is a funny angle, and like he's trying to show off all the stuff that he's got in one snapshot. That won't be on See It Now, unfortunately, for you folks. But guyswithiPhones.com, that's new to my world. Did not know that was existing out there. Before we hear from you and get to those dispatches, is this cool or is it very, 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 very cringe? This is a story about two people. It's a cute little couple, right? David and Susan Schwartz are their names. And what they do, this is their favorite thing to do. They use all of their vacation days to do this. They go to visit Costco's around the world. They've visited over 200 Costco stores and written a book about it, The Joy of Costco.
I feel like we've heard of these people before. Have we talked about this couple before?
I don't know. There's a lot of couples that do this kind of stuff, so I don't know if they've popped up before. In the last 7 years, they've been to over 200 of the 850 Costco's in operation. They've traveled 220,000 miles and visited 14 different countries to go to these Costco's.
Party people.
This is how you use your vacation time. You have an opportunity.
What did they do for a
go,
living that they could do that?
It doesn't say what they did. Like, listen to this, okay? This is them. This is what they do. They said, we went to Paris and didn't visit a single museum, just the Costco. Our friends really struggled to understand that. Yeah, I can see why they might struggle to understand that. I don't know why this would be such a thing for you, but they said, I always tell people we're harmless, but we're nuts. And when they checked off their final Costco in Ohio, employees surprised them with a sheet cake saying, congratulations. And they continue to go out there and go to more Costco's. Steve-O says, seen one Costco, you've seen them all. I would imagine that's the case. It's a warehouse full of things, big things. And, yep, they got a bin of shirts. They got some hot dogs and pizza.
Imagine being a Costco customer. You're at your local Costco. You're getting your monthly bulk order, and you see these two idiots with their selfie cam. Like, hey guys, we're at our 13th Costco, and we're feeling pretty wild.
They're doing a YouTube
and then they walk
video.
Out. There's no way that they're purchasing stuff every time they go to a Costco.
I think they stand in awe of everything. They go, let's go check out the bakery in this one.
So boring.
They go back to the bakery and they're like, oh my God. MFQ says, I guess the free samples are that appealing. Maybe that's what draws them in. I don't know. But what I do know is these folks have been to more than 200 Costcos in total, even one in China that they visited, 14 different countries. Wow. You think like some people go after Disney adults. I think that's way weirder than Disney adults. I think that's way, way more bizarre. And how did it happen that you have a couple together where both the man and the woman both will be willing to do this? They're both like, Costco? Hell yeah. That's going to be our life. Let's tour the world and go to Costco in Paris.
Do they buy stuff every time?
I have no idea. They're very, very strange to me, but, they're not hurting anybody out there, at least.
Sure.
Let's go over to you in just a moment. Oh, I do have to tell people, just in case you were wondering, the Powerball jackpot, has risen to $1.73 billion. The second largest jackpot in history. With that $1.73 billion, I'm pretty sure you could go to every Costco on planet Earth.
Or buy a Costco.
That's true. You could definitely buy a Costco.
I think that's the couple's ultimate, like, at the end of the road, once you've visited every Costco, you go, what do we do next? We got to buy a Costco. We got to own a Costco.
If they buy a Costco and win the $1.73 billion in Powerball, do they Cartman it? Do they make it like their own Costco where they go in?
They don't want any minorities in their Costco?
They don't want anybody else in there. No lines at the checkout, Still employees in there, right? The employees are like still behind the glass and just sitting around waiting for this couple to show up every once in a while. I think that's probably what they do. I'm not sure what you would do, but that's a whole lot of money, $1.7 billion. There's lots of people who are chiming in about the White Claw bus driver. Let me first go after chat on this because you guys are brain dead on this story.
Whoa.
Insult their intelligence. That's going to help.
The most prominent idea, they deserve to be insulted for this take. The most prominent idea in chat was that if you let this cancer-ridden woman who was undergoing chemotherapy on her school bus, who did not understand that a White Claw had alcohol in it, and was taken by surprise that there was anything in this to begin with, and apologized profusely and cried and wasn't drunk and no kids were hurt, and on and on and on. She's got 8 million excuses. She was born in Egypt, not in the United States. English isn't her first language. All of these things. You take that and they go, if you give her job back as a bus driver, since the police have said they're not going to charge her for driving the school bus with a White Claw in the cup holder, if you don't give her, or they say if you give her job back, this was the prominent thought on chat, if you give her job back, it's going to lead all the other bus drivers to think, well, I can drive with a White Claw too. And there's going to be a snowball effect from this.
Right.
And bus drivers across the country are going to be like, we're all pounding White Claws now. What? No, that's not going to happen. You know what's going to happen?
Is that how you all think? Like, and I'm talking to the chatters who make that argument. If you see somebody jumping off a bridge as an adult that's listening to the show, that means everyone's going to jump off a bridge.
Lemmings.
Like, let's go.
I know a perfectly grown-ass adult who jumped off a bridge because all his friends did it.
That's a bad example because jumping off bridges could be really fun. But I'm saying use some logic.
He broke his foot and then got on Facebook and goes, well, Mom, the answer is yes.
By the way, we were going to Universal the other day, and Courtney was following another car and made like a wrong turn. And I go, what are you doing? Why are you turning over here? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I was just being a lemur following that person. And I said, you mean a lemming? And she said lemur instead of lemming. I was like, that's not how it goes. That's not the saying that people say. The lemmings in chat all believe that this is what's going to happen. All the bus drivers are now going to start drinking White Claws, and they're going to pound these away because she got away with it. Cancer lady got away with it. BDMX-con laws either deter crime or they don't. Oh, my God. You have to be a little smarter about this. Open up your brain 1 inch of brain openness, please, and realize you have a woman who made a mistake. You have made mistakes in your life. If you like people, when you make a mistake, to possibly give you a second chance and help you out in that scenario and have a little bit of empathy towards you and give you a little bit of a second chance, then I think you should give it to the damn bus driver lady. Let's see what Hey There has to say.
I grew up in Smithtown, which is where the White Claw bus driver lady was working, and I still have friends that live there, friends that work for the district, and things like that. So this has been a big topic of conversation this week, and friends have said how the students on the bus genuinely love that lady. She was like a grandmother to them.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that interview, oh my gosh, it broke my heart. It was like she seemed so genuinely apologetic and genuinely seemed like it truly was a mistake and it wasn't BS. And Sean, you made a great point. If she's dealing with chemotherapy and has cancer, she can't lose her job because then she'll lose her insurance. So while I personally would not want to be a bus driver, she seems really...
She's been doing it for 15 years. But forget it, Hey There. Forget it. The chat says that she should lose her job and die of cancer. That's what they want her to do.
I think White Claw should hire her.
White Claw should. Bring her on as a sponsor. Maybe they don't want the drinking and driving tie-in, though.
How have we not...
No, but it's a good reminder that, like, this is an alcoholic beverage. It's going to be a brand new demographic, not only of the, older ladies, but older ladies with cancer.
Right. That's a very specific demographic.
But there's plenty of it riddling the United States of America. So, I mean, corporations love money. Let's jump in on that, and then she'll have health care.
You know what's weird? Everybody, whenever we do a story about zero tolerance stuff, everybody seems to be like, yeah, of course this is stupid. Of course, kicking the kid out of school who made a gun with a Pop-Tart is stupid. Of course this is dumb. Of course this is zero tolerance. But then they want zero tolerance for everything else in a story like this. The woman made a blunder, a mistake. She's in a very bad situation, and now it's made worse by everybody being like, no room for mistakes around here. We can't give you an
White Claw. I mean, if it was like she lives with her son or daughter, and then she just grabbed it out of the fridge, like it's their fault.
Yeah,
and that would suck. Like
they feel bad now because cancer mom is.
Never bring White Claw into this house again. It ruined my life.
Also, can we just for a second?
Then the mother dies, and those kids can never drink a White Claw without thinking of what it did to their mother.
Can we for a second acknowledge that the job of a school bus driver is a tough one to begin with?
There was a shortage just a couple months ago.
She's the one who wants to do it and has been loyally and faithfully doing it for 15 years. Oh, my God. You people need to check yourselves. It's really, really sad to see this.
I'm just surprised that we have not gone, we have not gone to fix this situation in the perfect 2023, 2020s method. Was that we just give this woman a GoFundMe, and she doesn't have to ever drive a bus again because she ends up with, $200,000.
Is there one for her? You think?
I haven't seen it, but I'm just throwing it out there, just guessing that it's an option. It's there.
Maybe there's too many people hating on her. Maybe there's too many people who are saying, "No, you made a mistake. Pay the price, bitch. Don't care if you have cancer or not. You're out of the job, so we don't feel sorry for you." Here's McDillin Nuggets.
Here's the deal breaker on the stupidity of the bus driver. How did she get the White Claw? Because you can't accidentally buy it at the store. It's in the beer section, not the soda section.
It might have just been in the fridge.
So how did she get it? If she didn't get it from a store, then maybe it makes sense. I just need to know how she got it.
Let me preface this with, I have no idea. But I would surmise that it was something like what Sabrina was saying, where she reached into the refrigerator before she was headed off to the school bus and brought it in there. Do you think that she did it intentionally? We mentioned this earlier in the show. Do you think that if she did it intentionally, she would have had a White Claw just brazenly in the cup holder of the school bus?
Oh.
Is she the worst bus driver in the alcohol? Yes, it would have been like she would put it in another glass. She would have concealed it somehow. She would have done something because she knew what she was doing was wrong. The only reason you'd be dumb enough to have a White Claw on display in your school bus cup holder is if you didn't know that it was an alcoholic beverage, right? Oh, good God. All right, quick break. When we come back, an email to get to, plus something weird is going down at Chick-fil-A. What is it? Well, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect your regular delays eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Slowdowns between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Westbound, there's slowdowns between Lake Mary Boulevard and State Road 434. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue at Sand Lake Road. Expect delays in all directions. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
What if your home's title, the legal document that proves you own your home, is in some criminal's name? Well, that's called home title theft. Everybody's home title is online. Criminals all over the world will forge your signature, and basically it's a race against time to stop them before they take out loans against your home, or even worse, sell your home. So how do you know some criminal hasn't taken over the title to your home? Well, you can find out for free with sign up when you use the promo code Sean and go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's music to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551. Text the word music to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Craving tender beef ribs? How about juicy pulled pork or sliced brisket that melts in your mouth? Jimmy Bear's Barbecue is thrilled to offer catering services that span from Tampa to Cocoa and St. Augustine to West Palm. Whether you're planning a corporate event, a family gathering, wedding, or any special occasion, our catering services are designed to bring mouth-watering barbecue flavors and impeccable service straight to your location. Go to jimmybears.com and feast upon our catering menu. That's jimmybears.com.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs, so there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners. Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's more than just a fence. It protects your future gardener.
Mom, look at my tomato. Wow.
Your future Olympian. And your future best in show. Get your free quote today for all the future brings at fenceoutlet.com.
Oh, this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. CASH. That's cash. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Two things. Number one, that school bus driver lady, it was her roommate's White Claw. That's where it came from. She had grabbed it out of the fridge. She was going to get to work on the school bus, and she just nabbed the drink, and she said, all right, well, there's an energy drink or something, and grabs a White Claw. Number two, check this out right in front of me here. This is her GoFundMe, because it was actually something that was done. It says, help from Miss Hannah. They've raised almost $10,000. It says, Miss Hannah has been a beloved bus driver for 15 years. The children on her bus said she is the kindest woman who was like a grandma to them. She's undergoing chemotherapy and made an honest mistake that cost her her job. My children were on the bus that day. They knew the circumstances had to be a mistake. emotionally and financially. She needs help. Please take a moment to watch her story and consider helping her to recover in peace, they said.
And that's coming from a parent whose kid was on the bus, which is very telling.
Right, yes. The parent whose kid was on the bus likes this lady and supports her and wants to help her out. Chat, no. They're just absolutely, totally against the bus driver lady. Let her die off, and we move on. We are going to go to you and your dispatches, and then we'll figure out what's happening on the next episode. Got lots happening on a Share the Show Tuesday. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com and T emails. It says, hey, Sean, heard you say the case was sustained. He's talking about the sheriff's situation where they finally, after 6 months, wrapped up this investigation where these SWAT guys were assholes to me and bullied me and did all this stuff and pushed it through. And, yeah, they said sustained. Now they got to send me the report, and then I'm going to pull all the multimedia from it, too, and put that together into something. As far as you paying for the report, the investigators should have given it to you, as well as notifying you sooner when it closed. Yeah, they did not do that. But at $43 is probably just the report itself. At 15 cents a page for public records, that's about 287 pages, which sounds about the right length for the case you described. They'll give you a paper copy of this, T says. For an electronic version, you have to request it, and it should be free. But if it doesn't exist in that form, they're not required to create it. Also, if you want all the evidence and recordings, it's going to be extra. I heard C-Lane complaining about the cost of procedures for requesting 911 call recordings. That's mostly because it's a pain to research, separate, and transfer. All the attorneys ask for them, and it's tedious, he says. Regarding discipline, that probably hasn't happened yet. First comes the case findings, and then it usually gets referred to the deputy's direct supervisors for a discipline recommendation. I'm guessing it'll be something between a reprimand to a day off, says T. Thank you, T. Appreciate the email. Over at Chick-fil-A. Of all places, how dare you, Chick-fil-A? How could they do this? They have a robot running the drive-thru at one of the Chick-fil-A's now.
No.
They're testing one out. I thought Chick-fil-A was about people. I thought Chick-fil-A was about actually hiring human beings. And the robot even says, my pleasure, just like all the Chick-fil-A people do, because it's sort of like an employee cult over there. And every time you go through the drive-thru, like, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's a nice experience. I'm not knocking it. And I love the food, but they're replacing the Chick-fil-A peeps with robots now. And I always kind of felt for it because Chick-fil-A, as far as I'm aware, somebody tell me if I'm wrong on this one. Why do I even say that? I know you will. Chick-fil-A
You're wrong.
is the only drive-through where they put a human being out there. Like a person is standing outside.
I think that's during like peak lunch hours.
Yeah, they usually, because they do have like the actual like little box where you speak out of a, speak to a speaker.
So they have both.
But then you'll have like the Chick-fil-A that is not too far from us where the line is like in another parking lot. And at that point, that's where they send them out to burn in the hot sun or with a poncho to be in a thunderstorm.
There was a while during COVID where like other restaurants were doing that because I remember I think it was because you couldn't go inside the McDonald's, so they had an extra person outside helping to take orders in the drive-through line just to get people through there faster.
Yeah, it's the scene at Chick-fil-A that Sabrina was describing. I have seen myself before with my very own eyes, and you've got like this teenager in his Chick-fil-A poncho. It's pouring down rain on him. He's got an iPad in his hand, and it's got like plastic covering it, and he's just miserable out there taking all your orders for your chicken sandwiches. Well, they're using robots now, and they are trying this out at least at one location. They were created by Bear Robotics. That's the same company that made the Denny's robots that they've been testing out. The robots are indeed taking over, friend. It is happening, and it's happening in front of all of us. And because everybody's losing their mind, well, let's go now to Senator Lindsey Graham. People on the left melting down and hand-waving terrorist acts that happen in Israel, and people on the right apparently just like, yeah, war, baby, let's go. Lindsey Graham was on Fox News. I haven't heard this yet. Let's see what he said.
Every Israeli or American hostage executed by Hamas, we should take down an Iranian oil refinery. The only way you're going to keep this war from escalating is to hold Iran accountable. How much more death and destruction do we have to take?
All right, what he already said, in case you missed that. So Hamas had said if Israel bombs Gaza and kills a civilian, for every civilian they kill, they're going to execute one of the hostages on television, right? That's what they said yesterday. So now Lindsey Graham says, for every time Israel shoots a missile into Gaza and kills an innocent civilian, and Hamas responds by killing one of the kidnapped people on television, the United States should bomb Iran and blow up one of their oil fields, because this is a good idea, right? That's
From
a very
the Iranian regime. I am confident this was planned and funded by the Iranians. Hamas is a bunch of animals who deserve to be treated like animals. So if I was Israel, I would go in on the ground. There is no truce to be had here. I would dismantle Hamas. This is the best opportunity Israel has to destroy Hamas. Take it to the Iranians. But if you harm one American in Syria by using your Iranian militia against us in Syria, if you escalate the war by urging Hezbollah to attack Israel in the north, if Hamas kills one American and Israeli hostage, we're going to blow up your oil refineries and put you out of business.
Excellent. Yeah, let's just get into the next world war already, baby. What are we waiting for here? And then you know what the other countries are going to say? Hey, if Israel shoots a rocket into Gaza and kills a civilian, and Hamas executes a kidnap victim on television, and the United States bombs an oil field in Iran, then we are going to do X. And we keep the chain going and going and going and on from there. All right, let's go over to you. How about that? Maybe you're less crazy than that. Here's Lil Sister chiming in with the dispatch about the bus driver lady. She says it's called chemo fog. Hello? Hello?
So just saying, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I went through chemo and radiation, and I had the worst chemo brain. They call it chemo fog, that I could easily see how you can mistake that can for like a energy drink or something. And also, I also lost my taste buds. So anything tasted the same to me. So she probably thought she was getting a refreshing drink and maybe she could taste it. The poor lady, give her job back.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, hopefully it all works out for this lady, because there's a lot of people who have chimed in on this. We got Chaos. He's talking about China stealing the damn pandas.
Yo, what's up, junkies? How's it going? So, Sean, did you see John Fetterman?
No.
Is angry because China is taking back the gigantic pandas.
All right, let's go, Fetterman.
From the National Zoo. It's crazy.
I'm with him then.
Wiggle. Pop.
Oh, he falling asleep at the end of this? Christina over on Twitch says, I need this broken down like I'm 5 years old. At the very base of this war, is this just over the Holy Land these two groups have been fighting over this entire time, correct? Oh, boy. So I'll try to do this quickly, and then we'll get on to what's coming up in the next episode. Israel is about the size of New Jersey, just for reference, okay? It's about the size of New Jersey. And on the west coast of Israel, on the Red Sea, is a little strip of land called Gaza, and that also borders with Egypt below it. And on the right side, even though this sounds weird, there's a larger area called the West Bank, right on the Jordan River. It's on the west bank of the Jordan River. And this started to be a place of contention in like 1912, when the Brits, who controlled the territory, prior to that, it had been part of the Ottoman Empire. Like, you know, you heard about that in your history books when you were a kid in school and stuff, the Ottoman Empire. That's what it was first. And then it turned into this British-controlled place. And then they said, we've got a bunch of Jewish people here, but what are we going to do with this? And some time went by, and in the 40s, after World War II, more Jews were fleeing Europe for obvious reasons, with the Holocaust and World War II, and they started to say, hey, this is called Zionism, by the way. They started to say, hey, we Israelis, we Jews, deserve our own state. And so the Brits, who controlled the territory, said, okay, we don't know how to fix this, but we're going to give half of it, or at the time, half of it to the Palestinians and half to the Jews. And ever since then, the two have been fighting. All right, that's how this started. The Palestinians are like, you're on our land. The Jews are like, this is the only place we can go. And by the way, we've been here for thousands of years. And everybody says it's my land and you're taking it away from me, and on and on and on. Right. And then you have what we saw just the other day, because Hamas is the ruling party in the West Bank after a civil war. I could go on, but I'll put you all to sleep more so than I already just did. What we will do is we'll take a quick break and we'll do the next episode. What's coming up on the next episode?
Sang that all by myself without a microphone on. So I'll hit it one more time. What's coming up on the next episode? Tis the season, the Halloween season, that is. And thanks to Freeform, you can have 30 different chances to watch the same exact movie. Brody Jenner is making headlines for his latte recipe where he replaces almond milk with baby mama milk. Plus, Lou Ferrigno goes from Hulk smash to Hulk trash. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the mid-80s, so temperatures slowly warming as we head throughout the afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, but skies do remain dry. It's not until Wednesday through the end of the week that we see rain chances on the rise as well as warming temperatures. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Have a great rest of your day.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
The process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing and so frustrating that you don't want to do it. But it's none of those things when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. That mortgage guy, Don, he's an expert. He's part of the Real Radio family. He's your friend, and he's going to make the process of refinancing or buying your first dream home so much easier. That mortgage guy, Don, is a mortgage broker, and mortgage brokers are better because they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And when you go to the website, thatmortgageguydon.com, you see immediately it's very easy to navigate through. It is chock full of information for you, and any question that you have direct access to the man himself. So start the process today with an expert and a friend that you can trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Ugh. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope. There's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state. It's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
HCA Florida Mount Dora Emergency, located near the intersection of U.S. Highway 441 and Eudora Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Lake Monroe Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
To everyone who appreciates a fresh meal that comes from the heart, let our team member Emma tell you what's special about the Culver's Way.
We take great tasting burgers seriously in Wisconsin. Favorite recipes, fresh ingredients, real Wisconsin cheese. It's a place where traditions matter. So of course it's where Culver's Butter Burger was born. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection, then topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun.
What can we say? To us, it's a whole lot more than a burger. It's a taste of home.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a rich and creamy hometown treat, let our team member Nevaeh tell you how we do it at Culver's.
Every scoop of Culver's fresh frozen custard is made in small batches throughout the day. Because where we come from, the little things make a big difference. Like bringing back a seasonal favorite. Our salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer and pumpkin spice shake are back for a limited time. Handcrafted with farm fresh dairy and real pureed pumpkin just for you. So it's the best part of your day.
And we mean the best.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
If Twitter is imploding, we're going along for the ride. Join us at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. If you miss any of today's show, you can always go over to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see all the links for the podcast, and you can very easily subscribe. You'll get that alert when C-Lane posts the show each day after we wrap things up. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Cutting turds.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, some debt consolidation, he is the man to work with. Not only is he an expert, but he's your friend, and that's very clear when you go to the website, thatmortgageguydon.com. Very easy to navigate through and direct access to the man himself.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
It was 61 years ago, 1962, Bobby Boris Pickett and his smash hit,
Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash. And it was 61 years ago on this day that it was banned by the BBC because they thought the song was too morbid.
It's scary.
Oh, how
spooky.
Things have changed. Now you can see boobs on the BBC.
Nice.
And they say the S word. So congratulations to the Monster Mash. May it live to see another day. And another day, another big giveaway by this guy.
Being on some chill.
Drake
is right. Last time we talked, it was a woman who had a sign that says, "I just got diagnosed with MS." And he
was
said,
going to pay her bill, right?
I will, I'll make sure you get the best help that that money could buy. And then prior to that, it was a guy with a sign that said,
I spent all of my savings to come to this concert, and my ex broke up with me, so Drake handed him $50,000.
Damn.
And now we have the next rich flex from Drake. His streak is going strong at the Toronto concert. He also raffled off a luxury car to one lucky fan in the crowd. They say it was this giveaway. He's never done it before. Just a little old Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon available to anybody. He also selected his recipient completely at random, as opposed to the usual method of scanning for a really great-looking sign with giant font. He says, "This is what I'm going to do." Told the crowd mid-show, "I'm going to pick a winning ticket out of this drum here. I want everyone to be super quiet." Dipped his hand into a clear container with seat numbers printed on slips of paper, and the winner, number 17483, go home with a G-Wagon. The G55 or G55
Those are not cheap. G550, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody just calls them G-Wagons.
Yeah, it's valued at $139,000.
Nice.
All right. Good God. The giveaway comes a couple weeks after he made headlines for hooking up a fan in Miami with $50,000, like I told you about. He's also given away handbags. And I think the only thing that he's received is like those big old bras.
Yeah, it's not bad, though.
So there you have it. And then, of course, the stomach issues with the diarrhea. The man best known for his role as this character. You won't like him when he's angry.
Hulk. Oh, yeah. That's the Hulk song?
This is the Incredible Hulk remix.
I didn't even know he had a song.
You won't like
All I
him.
know is that sad walking away music.
Yeah, but I figured I needed a little bit more energy. You won't like him when he's angry, and he won't like it when everyone else is angry at him, because it turns out he's a dick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so Lou Ferrigno's wife, Carla, has filed for divorce, and she claims that he's being shady and abusive. Now, she's been diagnosed with dementia, and she says he's trying to establish a conservatorship against her will in order to control her affairs. She's 74, he's 71. They've been married for 43 years, and he also happens to have a mistress, according to Carla. He's with whom he, quote, spends most of his time traveling to his various appearances, flaunting in my face even when he is home. Now, for his part, he's accusing their 42-year-old daughter, Shauna, of elder abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems like Thanksgiving's going to be a little weird.
Yeah, there's some drama going on here, but how do you... Your wife has dementia and you're out with some other lady? That's a bad look,
A little
at
screwy.
least.
Now, Shauna is being accused of elder abuse for trying to take Carla to the bank to withdraw $500,000. Carla says Lou is just trying to trap her in the marriage so he can hold on to everything they've accumulated during their marriage, and she wants Shauna to manage the affair. So this should be great as far as the end of the year goes, because a family that fights over dementia and assets stays together.
Man, divorces suck. It gets so sloppy and messy, and people just go for the jugular in public. And
especially when there's public figures and money involved.
Sure, but I can't imagine after 43 years, and then it gets this nasty after that. So
yeah.
We'll see how all that breaks down. Perhaps, maybe they should try drinking each other's bodily fluids. And that's the best segue that I could come up with, because Brody Jenner, you know him. He's from that reality TV show on MTV. Was he not?
Yeah.
He was also son of Caitlyn
A
Jenner.
bitch? Oh, okay.
Now.
And he doesn't like his coffee plain. He likes his coffee with a little bit of almond milk. But what happens when you run out of almond milk? Well, you turn to the closest source, and that's his baby mama. Pro surfer fiance Tia Blanco. They documented their first month with their newborn Honey, who's feeding on breast milk at the moment. Then he posts this video, and he's like, I've run out of almond milk. How about I just take a little squirt from my baby mama's teat? And that's exactly what he does.
Milky milk, milky, milky milk.
I don't even think it's that weird.
I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time it's ever happened, but it's raising eyebrows. He says his special blend is delicious.
I would go so far as to say, and I'm pulling this number out of nowhere, right? Out of thin air. I would go so far to suggest 60% of women or more probably taste their own breast milk whilst pregnant. I mean, after they have a baby. There's no way that they don't. It's just, I would be so curious if I had milk coming out of my breasts, what it tasted like. And I guarantee you most moms, don't write that down.
Come on, man.
Most moms will be trying it out. Moms, let us know if you did try it out.
You never tried it out after Dylan was born?
I mean, you could try. I can imagine the trying. I don't know if I could bring myself to get like a half cup of it and mix it into mac and cheese or something like that. But it's very nutritious. Soon-to-be married couple welcomed honey in July. Not long after they announced their engagement in June. Of course, with the news of their child, the very revealing video of their home birth, which is also available on the internet. After more than 27 years and an untold number of conspiracy theories, Las Vegas police finally made that arrest in the gruesome murder of Tupac Shakur. Made massive headlines. I think, was the man already sentenced? Or...
I don't know.
I thought that there was some sort of sentencing, or maybe it's what he could face.
I thought that they had charged him because remember beforehand they said we're reopening the investigation. Right. And then shortly after that they said there was a raid on some house in Los Angeles, and all of us were going like, oh, okay, like this is actually, this is actually happening here.
Now during grand jury testimony, retired Las Vegas Metro Police Detective Clifford Mugg claimed Tupac Shakur's murder was related to the killing of this guy right here. This is a wild guess.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yes. I thought that was always the case.
Yeah, me too.
They were always related, but now it's under oath that
because that was related. The West Coast, East Coast time when everybody was fighting with each other, and then those two died very close to each other, I think.
Yeah, they testified people associated with both murders were involved, adding that the theory was accurate, that they were related. He didn't reveal the theory, but admitted there were different assailants in each attack, giving Davis a pass on the Biggie murder. Mugg testified that the murders were not perpetrated by the same individuals, but related somehow, some sort of group chat.
If you think about it, drinking breast milk from some human is the most natural milk that we would ever drink. It's kind of weird that we drink milk from all these animals and stuff. That's more weird than drinking. It's more weird.
You know what helps strong bones? Mama's milk.
No, yes, I'm sure, but it's more weird, I would say, to drink milk from a cow than it is from some other strange human.
So are you suggesting that they put women in a factory of some sort on a machine and then we just hand out little mini jugs of breast milk?
I don't think we have to go to that. I think we could probably find a better way, but we'll see.
Formula for adults.
This gal right here found the worst way to get involved with the SpongeBob franchise.
Pink, yeah.
Pink is right. In a recent interview, Pink was asked to name her worst song. And at first she said True Love from 2013, but I was like, you're crazy, Pink. I love that song. And then I remembered I have no idea what song she's talking about.
Me either.
She said it was a mean song about her husband, Carey Hart. But then the real answer hit her, and this one I truly support. She goes, oh, wait, I did put out that SpongeBob thing called We Got Scurvy. And I have it for
I've never heard this.
Here. It also has a music video, by the way, should you want to throw it up on See It Now. This was part of SpongeBob's Greatest Hits in 2009, and it goes a little something like this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
How did this go?
It was that really like intense 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't think that was the tempo of the song.
No, but it was to indicate Pink is here and she's ready to sing about scurvy. On the boob tube, we've got Dancing with the Stars, Motown Night, baby. Series premiere of the 3-part docu-series Welcome to Rap City on BET, the 2023 BET Hip Hop Awards, The Voice, and Press Your Luck on ABC. Billie Eilish and Phineas will be on Kimmel, and you follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we got another bandit to track, somebody who is stealing stuff in a very particular way. And this lady's grift is kind of genius. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm a little impressed with how smart the grift is that this bandit has. We'll talk about that, plus hear from you with your dispatches. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
holiday magic.
It's just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, they specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Emergency vehicles are blocking the off-ramp right lane from I-4 westbound to CR-46A. Travel with caution. There's delays due to an accident on US 192 between Old Lake Wilson Road and World Drive. Traveling through the city on I-4, you can expect delays between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue at Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This hour of iHeartRadio brought to you by the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair coming Wednesday, October 11th to the Orlando Science Center. Get more info at FLJobsNow.com.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
holiday magic.
This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com. October is birthday month for Zero Res. To celebrate, just say happy birthday Zero Res and you'll get $50 off service they offer. Carpet, tile, air ducts, and more. Some minimums may apply. Visit OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
For 60 years, our team of trusted, reliable plumbers has been here to help you with all your plumbing needs. Right now, unclogging any drain is $93 or it's free. That's $93 or free.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Plumbing Today.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer said about her experience.
After researching several fence companies, my husband and I decided to go with Fence Outlet. They gave us several fencing options and were quick with responses and ideas. They even offered 0 down, 0% financing for 12 months, which was huge for us. We are loving our Fence Outlet fence that adds to the beauty of our home and security for our family.
Thank you, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. Financing with approved credit. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023 Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting paying your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. SolarSource, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream, bringing together internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. Get fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Spectrum One Stream. It's streaming simplified. Visit Spectrum.com or a Spectrum store for details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's time for the fall haul at Northern Tool and Equipment. Get your hands on tough tools at prices that are tough to ignore. Got plans? Cancel them. Trucks in the shop? Borrow someone else's. Don't like saving money? Right. So head to the fall haul at Northern Tool. Back up the truck for the season's biggest event and save on generators, power tools, trailers, and more. Shop in-store or at northerntool.com. We're made for this.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. CREDIT. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Friends. By the way, thanks for hanging out with us today. We love you. We appreciate you. But we do have another bandit on our hands. And I love when they have these stories about somebody who is on the run. They've usually done this a couple of times if they get the bandit title. And usually they have some sort of theme to what they're doing. Could be, wearing masks, or there was these co-eds, like these two college-looking girls who would go in and rob banks for a little while. They were like maybe 20, 21 years old or something, and they looked like they were ready for spring break, and they called them the co-ed bandits. There's millions of them out there.
I was pen pals with the skateboard bandit who listened to the show from prison a couple years ago. Not sure what happened to him, but
and
you guessed it. He robbed banks on a skateboard.
Do you remember the barefoot bandit?
Yeah.
Remember that guy? That was the guy who was stealing planes. Yeah. And then he would go to people's abandoned houses and go inside and steal food from them. And he's living a wild life, that young guy. But now we have one, and this is a genius and evil idea. And I don't know why I haven't heard of this happening before, but this woman, Sandra Henson, who's been arrested, is the Bridal Bandit. And you may know already where this is going. But just in case, what do you think the Bridal Bandit does to get that title?
Ooh, she probably steals stuff during a wedding,
Okay,
or offers
all right.
services and gets a deposit and then runs away.
No, your first one was more onto it.
I'll go with the first one then.
This is a woman who shows up to all these weddings. She goes in when everybody else is distracted, usually when like they're doing the introduction to the bride and groom or something. She goes over to that big table, usually full of gifts and stuff. She grabs all the envelopes that she can, knowing that they're filled with cash or checks or something. You don't want the checks, she really wants the cash. And then she hauls ass out of there and steals the money from the newlyweds. And the reason why it's genius is because in some cases, people wouldn't even know.
No.
Right? So,
no way.
like, the bride and groom might not know. You might be like, man, I never got a thank you card for that $500 I gave them. And they're going, wait, we didn't get $500 from you. What are you talking about? And Bridal Bandit was the one who got this whole thing and was the person getting the cash. Sandra Hansen was arrested for stealing from a wedding right after getting out of prison for stealing from a wedding.
No,
So
she didn't learn her lesson.
No,
That's the multiple offenses that it takes to get the nickname.
Right, that's the turnaround there. In 2021, the so-called Bridal Bandit was suspected of hitting at least a dozen weddings across Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Surveillance video from churches and wedding venues captures Henson posing as a wedding guest and taking envelopes of cash from gift tables, putting a damper on what should have been the happiest day of the newlyweds' lives. A long time ago, went to a wedding, and I'll never forget this because the girl I was dating at the time, it was her sister who was getting married. And
the pressure was on for you to propose.
Oh, no. I felt no pressure of that.
All right,
it was
I take
the first
back that statement.
It was the first time I'd met all of the family members of this girl. And it was a weird first time because we do the wedding. I don't know anybody, right? We do the reception, which is right next to the wedding venue in this bar. And then because the bride was my girlfriend's sister, we went up into their bridal suite to like do an after party thing. And up there, the bride was so pissed off. She was raging so bad. And she was pissed because they didn't get as much money as they thought they would in the cards from all the wedding guests.
Why did they opened it at day of?
Yeah, she opened it there. She like had them all out and was trying to count up the money. And she was like, are you kidding me? This is like a fifth of what I thought I would get.
My gosh.
She was so mad. And I was like, this is a weird look right now. Yeah. She was really screaming about it.
Was this the first time meeting your girl's sister?
Yeah.
So this is your first impression of her is she opens all of her gift cards on her wedding, or all of her cards and gifts on her wedding day, and realizes she got shortchanged.
Yeah, and I'm like, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. I have to get out of that room as fast as I possibly could.
What did you get her?
Like $50.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Please. First of all, I try to block that whole period of my life out. Just block it out, whatever I need to do.
Oh, she had a sister?
Yep. Just as, you know what? Let me stop talking. Let me go over to you and work in a couple of your dispatches.
I don't think we opened our cards and stuff till like after we got back from the mini honeymoon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think the act of doing that very day sort of shows something about
You're not even done like celebrating the wedding.
Yeah.
No, and you have like a year. Some people don't give their gifts until, a year afterwards.
There's more time. And there was like 6 other people in the honeymoon suite or whatever, the bridal suite, that were witnessing this. I can't believe it. This is all the money they've given. It's like, whoa.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeesh. All right, let's go to you, get some dispatches worked in while we have just a couple of minutes to do that. Here's Swan Wasson with a dispatch about pandas right here.
Hit it, Swan.
I promise. What happened to my Wi-Fi?
That was it?
No, it's just not playing. Hang on.
You just said Panda snatch.
that was
Spatch.
Those two things are very
not a thing about stealing pandas.
That's what I was, implying at that
All
dispatch.
right,
Ready to go?
let's go over to this one. It's
Panda.
Swan Lawson with a Panda dispatch.
What's up, junkies?
Hey.
Yesterday, Sean, you were talking about China trying to get the pandas back. I'm just wondering, if China gave us 2 options to keep one and get rid of one, who would win? Either you keep the pandas or you keep Panda Express? One's got to go. Who is
Please,
it?
not even a hard decision. Give me the Pandas. Panda Express is like okay.
Oh my
but
God.
Pandas are awesome and can provide an educational
You've never even
experience.
seen a panda live.
I
You
know,
don't
but I
what
would
you're
like
talking
to.
About.
I would like to. Do you think I don't know whether or not I'm going to enjoy seeing the panda? I enjoy seeing all kinds of animals.
They bring
Seeing-
nothing to this world besides like they're cute. They don't
The
do
pandas
anything
are-
for the environment. There's no
Yesterday
sort
you
of
were raving
circle
about the pandas.
Go back to the
Yesterday you
table.
loved
I
them.
wasn't raving. I think they're adorable, but I think we'll be okay without them.
Of course we'll be okay without
Let's
them.
come
but
up with our own bears and then rent those out to the rest of the world.
what are you talking about modifying the genome sequence of bears to
Yeah, let's
invent a
play
new bear?
God, baby.
Jurassic Parking
Why
the
don't we
bear
do
world?
the opposite, where it's like where pandas are black and white, the American pandas will be the opposite. So it's like white eyes, and then the rest of their body. I really don't know their color coordination for pandas.
No, that
now
was
that I
right.
think about it.
That was right.
Black
I don't know
heads,
if the science
white
is there
bodies.
yet. It could be, but we'll see. Here's Jarhead talking about breast milk.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Hey.
A weird show
I'd
today.
like to know when it became taboo to drink our own species milk.
True.
We can buy other animals' milk by the gallon.
You
but
can't
God
buy
forbid
breast milk by the
we
gallon.
try our own milk.
No, he's saying you can buy animal milk by
Ceiling,
the
let me know how
gallon,
you like it.
but you can't you can't try out human milk, or
Panda
everybody
snatch.
thinks it's weird. Like when somebody goes, "Oh, they tried out their wife's breast milk." Ooh, weird. Oh my god. And when you think about it, it's like that's a super normal thing to do. That's the most normal milk for us to drink. Milk is produced to feed offspring of mammals. And we go, let's drink that cow's milk. Or let's drink milk from this goat.
Panda
or let's
milk.
do this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-milk here. I love milk. A fair life for life. I'm a
Bested.
fair life boy. I like
Oh
this
gosh,
stuff.
that's the worst
Bested.
milk for you.
No, it's
Terrible.
What's it called? It's
Ultra pasteurized.
Ultra pasteurized.
This expires in 6 months.
It lasts a long time. It tastes way better than the other milks. It's delicious. I love it. But if they had a human milk version of that, technically that would be more normal for someone to drink and purchase at the store and more sensible to drink than anything from any other mammal. That's kind of weird, but we just do this stuff. And other cultures do not do this, for the record. You go to Japan over there, and oh my God damn it, man.
didn't even have
Hold
to
on.
remind you.
Now it's like burned into me. You go over to Japan, and you'll find that they're not big milk drinkers over there. All right, they use milk for some things, but they don't drink milk. They think we're weirdos for doing that. I don't know if they're right or not, but I'm going to keep doing it for now. Let's do one more real quick. Here's Quatilla Fernell with a dispatch.
So all Sean wants to do is eat human flesh and drink human milk. You're hideous.
Well, it's got to be hideous. You could have gone so many other angles on that. Hideous. And that's not all I want to do. It's not like my sole mission in life.
It's like you're not completely happy and content unless you could just spend the entire day in bed with a buffet of human flesh on one side and just an endless supply of human milk on the
Washing
other.
it down with some breast milk.
It's a tiny side quest, sir. It's not the focus of my life, for God's sake. I don't know what's going on here. All right, we are going
Sean,
to...
you're obsessed with...
You're a cannibal, Sean.
Consuming
I haven't even talked about it that much.
all
for
things
God's
human.
sake.
But your eyes light up like Christmas morning every time you talk about it.
Oh, I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Here's Nicholas with one more dispatch.
Hey, news junkies.
Hey.
I don't know the exact verbiage, but I have a friend in California whose family member is currently dealing with a squatter, and in his case, he's kind of screwed because there's a law in California that stipulates that if you live in a residency unchallenged for a certain amount of years, I think it's 3 to 5 years, that person claims ownership of the house.
Damn.
And the owner can do nothing about it. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you here because I like to be honest about what I know and what I do not know. And I don't know that much about the laws surrounding squatting or, I know it's different in every state. But I know that from anecdotally seeing the stories that we're seeing and things that we've been talking about, it doesn't seem fair, right? It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem logical. It doesn't seem all these things that I use as filters in my life to say, what's right and what's wrong, what's morally right or what's morally wrong. And when I see that somebody owns a house, somebody else is living in that house for free. I'll give you the radical example, which I think maybe stands as the most annoying. The guy who was living in a van in his own driveway because somebody was squatting in his house, and the person squatting in his house was subletting the basement to another person that they were getting paid for. And the guy who was living in his van and couldn't get in his own house had to pay for the power to be on for the house, for the squatter and the Airbnb residents. So that one, to me, when I look at that, I go, this is not fair. It's not a fair thing to be doing, and it means that something needs to be cleaned up in terms of the law. I don't know exactly what that something is because that's not an area where I'm very familiar with things, but I can see that something's wrong. Jeff, I'm sorry, I got it wrong twice. Jazzy Josh is talking about his sister's wedding.
And so something like that happened at my sister's wedding. So all the bridesmaids had to put their purses in someone's car and then went and did the wedding. Well, during the wedding, someone broke into the car and stole all their purses. Man, I would have loved to find that person, man, because that sucked.
Yeah, that will probably get you heated, I'm sure. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're keeping an eye on everything happening out there in this big viral land of ours, but it was the biggest one. It sure was. What was it? Well, you're going to find out. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Traveling on I-4, the off-ramp right lane is blocked due to an accident westbound to CR46A. The right lane is blocked on I-4 westbound due to an accident at State Road 436. And the left lanes are blocked northbound and southbound on John Young Parkway at State Road 408 due to an accident. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue at Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Now you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally do pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine, and marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas, and next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com.
You wouldn't believe the week I've had. I've searched the summer villa and the weekend castle, but I can't seem to find my platinum opera glasses anywhere.
Those minor inconveniences. I myself have been overseeing the new addition to my dog's mansion. His spa wasn't spacious enough.
Truly, I can't even fathom such a thing. By the way, how did you come into such wealth?
My grandfather invented those tiny plastic tables in the center of pizza boxes. What about you?
Me? Oh, I sold my car to Algo.
Selling your car to Algo might not get you tiny tables and pizza box money, but it is the easiest way to get the most money for your car. We give you a guaranteed offer in minutes. Verify the condition of your vehicle with a quick phone call, and boom, the money is yours. Active car loan, we will still buy your car. And the best part is, we handle all the paperwork. It's simple. If you don't want the most money for your car, don't sell your car to Algo. And definitely don't visit algonation.com.
This hour of iHeartRadio brought to you by the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair coming Wednesday, October 11th to the Orlando Science Center. Get more info at fljobsnow.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Today's news requires more facts, more context, and more analysis. The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
I'm Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
And I'm Charlie Webster. The podcast Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down a drug lord, returns for a second season and picks right back up with Pete and Jay Flores taking their first steps on U.S. soil after turning themselves in to the U.S. government. Season 2 follows the twins through their time in prison and testifying in court against El Chapo.
Surviving El Chapo.
Listen to Season 2
on iHeartRadio app or wherever you get podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. CREDIT. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
But I think the people in this group that I'm about to target, I think the people in the group I'm about to target would agree with me on this take. And that is the service animal people, right? I think the world of service animal people has an asshole problem because I'm seeing so many of these stories of somebody, and I'm going to just go out on a limb and say they're probably the people who actually don't really need a service animal. They're the ones who are just like, well, I want to bring my dog everywhere, and I've got this, and don't ask me any questions about this. There's a tiny little asshole problem in that community. And I give you an example here. Now, some people were saying that what this lady did was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. But I think she's an absolute monster, and I would have probably been real pissed off if I was in this situation. So this little kid, he's 12 years old, right? 12-year-old kid is in a wheelchair. And the 12-year-old kid goes up to this woman. She's in her 20s, early 20s, and she has a service dog. And the 12-year-old in the wheelchair says, "Can I pet your dog?" And the woman said, "How would you like it if I asked to rub your wheelchair?" And this is the response that she gives this kid. Like, yeah. Equating, I need the service dog like you need that wheelchair. And let me show you how offensive your question was to me. And it says, she explained that she had fainting episodes. This is why she needed a service dog. Fainting episodes. Okay. She had a husky service dog. And she said, while she understood the basic human instinct to pet the pooch, she thought it was pretty clear that people should leave the animal alone. It says, medical alert, service dog, do not touch. She said, the dog is basically my medical equipment. That sounds heartless as hell, man. And she said she got some unkind words thrown at her by a child's mother after the 12-year-old in the wheelchair asked to pet the dog. And she says, the dog is working. I'd rather not have strangers disturb the working process of my medical equipment. How would you like it if I asked to rub on your wheelchair? And just like, oh, my God. All right, if you want to make that point, make that point. But we're talking about a 12-year-old. You know what I would do if a 12-year-old asked that and I was in that situation? I'd be like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this dog is actually a service dog. So here's the reason why I have this dog. And I know it's really tempting to pet him.
Or just lie to the 12-year-old and say she bites kids.
Right.
The dog absolutely will ravage your hand.
Right. That's the easiest way to get out of it. But to say, how would you like it if I asked to rub your wheelchair? Holy cow. I mean, God. If I was the mother of this child, I probably would have had a few things to say. And your little fainting episodes don't quite equate to whatever's keeping a 12-year-old in a wheelchair, but you're like trying Victim Olympics here. The woman said she let the 12-year-old pet her dog if she could pet his wheelchair, and the mom got pissed off and said this is rude to touch other people's medical equipment. That was my point, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. We've got some of these people in this service animal community we've got to weed out. The fakers got to be weeded out. We got to get rid of the people who aren't actually using them for the right reasons. We've got to get out of the habit of having people who just treat others like this. And I don't know. It's all weird.
I don't understand why they have not made more of an effort to weed people like that out. There is a process.
Is it because of the laws, the HIPAA laws? Is that what it is?
It's because of the ADA laws. I mean, HIPAA might be part of it, but it's because of the protections offered by the Americans with Disabilities Act. However, there are other things that that are perfectly like worked into the legal system. For example, parking in a handicap parking spot. Mm-hmm. To get that, you have to get a recommendation from your doctor.
Right.
And then you have to take that recommendation to the Department of Motor Vehicles and apply for the placard.
Right. And I think that's far less abuse. There's probably still some abuse going on there, but I think it's far less abuse.
Minor abuse. I mean, you know, like when we were in high school, my friend, apparently this is technically illegal, but my friend's car... his dad's car had a placard because his dad is wheelchair bound and has to drive with his hands. Mm-hmm. And so when he drove his dad's car, he was able to park in handicap spots because he had the placard or he had the license plate, either one.
Did he drive with his hands?
Yeah, he might have tried it at some point. But I mean, you could do both. I think it's an add-on that basically just pushes one pedal if you pull and pushes The other pedal if you push.
Yeah, I had a friend who had that because he was paralyzed, and they get used to it really quickly, and it actually works pretty well.
So, I mean, my friend drove his dad's car and would park in handicap spots. That's technically abusing the privilege. You're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. But I think that system on like a long-term stretch, like when I broke my toe, I was like, can I get one of them handicap spots? And they're like, nah, dog, not a thing. Not a thing for a broken big toe, bud.
So it was an attempt made, though.
Sure. And I was tongue-in-cheek making it because I was like, I wonder how easy this is to get a temporary one. And I looked through like the paperwork you have to go through and stuff. So like, let's move some of that process over to the service dog and like say, hey, a physician has recommended that I get a licensed service dog, and the license should be recognized by the government, and then and somebody should be able to ask to see the license. Like maybe the license doesn't have to have all your information on it. Your handicap placard doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't say why you're allowed to park there. It just says you're allowed to park there.
It doesn't seem like it would be that hard to do what you're saying, and I could kind of dial this in a little bit. Dan on YouTube says, let's teach people to stop asking to pet service animals. He's 12, dude. God almighty.
Oh, he should learn how to read.
Yeah, what an idiot this kid was. He didn't understand how to read the room or read the little jacket on the dog. He's 12. He saw a dog. He wanted to pet a dog. He asked if he could pet the dog.
By the way, not being allowed to pet a service animal is not something I've known my whole life. I mean, I was always taught to ask to pet any animal, but
I could see though where it becomes distracting. Like for the animal, should they be legitimate service animal?
Right. It's not that I don't get it. It's just that
every ounce of self-control not to want to pet that.
But I don't think there was a concerted effort this whole time. In the for 20 plus years to let everybody know, hey, you don't pet these animals. They're working.
But it's not that people don't understand that there's a service dog and there's a reason for it not being petted. I think it's that people go, hey, when you do encounter the rare person, a kid in this example, who does accidentally ask to pet your dog, maybe you can handle it with a little more class than by saying, how would you like it if I asked to rub your wheelchair?
Absolutely.
It's like, this is not asking a lot from human interactions. I think it's like a really... basic thing. And everybody's right now, all of you, I hate you today in chat, going after me for parking in the handicap spot. It was an accident. I made a mistake. It was raining. I didn't see it. There was no sign in front of me. I had more excuses than the White Claw bus driver lady. And all of them were solid, at least I thought. Real quick, there is now a winner. We knew there had to be somebody crowned. And there is now a winner for the biggest gourd out there. And a Minnesota horticulture teacher set a world record in California for the heaviest pumpkin. The pumpkin. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can bring this sucker up for you. World record, biggest gourd. It weighs 2,749 pounds.
Damn.
How long do you need to grow?
I was about to ask the same thing.
This, oh my God.
Like, will this gourd continue to grow and then she keeps the record or makes it harder to break?
Oh, no, let's see. It says it weighs 2,749 pounds. It was grown by Travis Geinger of Minnesota. It's the 50th World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay, California. They said the giant pumpkin could produce at least 687 pies if you wanted to make that out of it. It's called Michael Jordan. That's the name of the pumpkin. And the previous world record was 2,700 pounds. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
St. John said it's as big as a planet.
Yeah, it's huge. Geinger grows his gourds in the pumpkin patch in his backyard. That's a tough sentence. He said this year he decided to give his plants extra care, watering them up to 12 times a day and feeding and fertilizing them a bit more than usual. He said, I put in the work so I put a smile on people's faces. It doesn't say whether it'll keep growing or if it's just like one season and then that's that. That's what you get out of the giant pumpkin. He got a prize for this. How much do you think he got for the Giganto pumpkin?
Ooh, $200.
I think
$200.
I think $750.
$750. He got $30,000 for the biggest pumpkin.
Gosh.
That's a big old
so
gourd.
bad. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. And I don't think they could shoot this one off. You know, they launch them sometimes. They put them in like those.
I say put dynamite in that bad boy.
Where they put them in those like trebuchets. You know what I'm talking about? Where they
Of course I know a trebuchet.
Yeah, I had some over some crackers last night.
You don't know what a trebuchet is? It's like a slingshot thing. Right?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You put something on the back of it, and then it arm spins around, and it wings it across the field, and they like chunk or chuck pumpkins, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably saying half of that wrong.
Chunk pumpkins.
I don't know what they do, but they do something fun with it. Okay, we're going to hear from you with your dispatches. That's how you join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to leave yours right now. Here is Deland Nomad talking about the wedding situation.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Hey!
My wife and I, on our honeymoon, we just had all the cards in a bag. We would just reach in there and grab a card, like one each day or maybe a couple throughout the day, and open it up, and whatever cash was in there was, cash we would blow that day. It was a pretty good little system. It worked.
That's fun.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Was cash for blow that day?
He meant to say something different, I think. The Walgreens walkout is on. More strikes. It's the year of strikes here.
Not gonna take it.
You know what it is at Walgreens? It's kind of interesting. CVS was doing the same thing. The pharmacy staff at Walgreens stores locked their gates and walked out in a whole bunch of states this week. And it's kind of a tough thing because if you have Walgreens as the place where you get your prescriptions, this could be problematic for you. And all these locations were affected by it across Arizona, Washington, Massachusetts, and Oregon so far. There's more that want to do this. And when they asked them what was going on, they said, okay, we're being asked to work a lot of hours. But they said the biggest issue is they've been inundated with demands for the shots, for the vaccines, because nobody really even recognized this. But all of a sudden we said, hey, person who works in the pharmacy, the pharmacist, if you will. We say, hey, I know you do your job and you fill the prescriptions and you do all this, but what I need you to do now is when hundreds of people a day come in the door, you have to go over here and administer the vaccine to them. And a lot of these people said that then took over everything. It became like the whole of their job. They're just doing this all day long. And they're like, this is not what I was doing. This is not what I wanted to do as my job.
Working behind the counter, I mean, just like waiting on a prescription and seeing what some of these people have to deal with. Mm-hmm. When someone doesn't understand what it is to fill a prescription, or they assume that it's going to be ready in 10 minutes, and the yelling and the rudeness that happens, like I would try to walk out too.
Oh my God. Look,
it's
when
awful.
You talk about interfacing with the public, anytime you interface with the public, you're going to have to deal with a bunch of losers, a bunch of obnoxious, terrible human beings.
That's why I don't pick up the phones anymore here.
If you are interfacing with the public and you are the holder of their medication, their prescription, they're going to be like, you can't keep me away from my medicine. I need this. You got to give it to me. Oh, it's a recipe for disaster right there. That is not good. But they've been protesting, or walking out, I should say, going on strike to a certain extent at these Walgreens locations. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says, you could kill people not giving them their meds. Honestly, I don't know how they're handling that part of it, because there are some arguments to be made there, but I don't know. I don't know what they do exactly. We'll have to see how this all goes. All right, to your dispatches, plus jury duty with a huge, huge change for Mexico. What happened? Wait till you hear about this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Because sometimes infighting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
After another disappointing performance for the Packers, it's easy to see why Jordan Love is not the guy. The signs are there. They preach caution in the offseason. Watch the way they coach him. They don't trust him. He's been awful in first halves. The odds were against Green Bay going from Favre to Rodgers to another star quarterback. Sorry, Packer fans, time to start looking seriously for your next quarterback. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Hey, big shout out and congratulations to Thomas out of Melbourne. Thomas listens to the show. He was been listening to Real Radio since 2003, so he knew what to do when he was ready to upgrade his driving situation. He went to Nation's Trucks yesterday, and he left in his very own lifted 2022 GMC Elevation 4x4. And you, friends, you could be next. You can start driving the truck that you deserve and do it today, just like Thomas did yesterday. Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nation's Trucks has got them all. And with approved credit, you make no payments until next year. So what are you waiting for? Time to visit nationstrucks.com or just go down and see their amazing selection of badass trucks in person. Go to Sanford, 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Murray Boulevard. Let them know C-Lane for the News Junkie sent you.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Give it done today with energy today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs. So there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with energy today.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Thanks to your product, I've lost 65 pounds. That I've been using your product since 2017. I used to weigh 245 pounds, so I'm very happy being under 200 pounds. It gives me energy, and I was taking since day one the Andrew 400 Max. It helped me lose the fat, really, really fast. In 3 months, I lost 65 pounds. I'm 63 years old, and I'm very happy with the product.
Congratulations, Antonio, on losing 65 pounds in 3 months and keeping that belly fat off for over 6 years with Andro 400 Max. Guys, if you're looking for a great way to lose belly fat, gain energy, and improve your mood, then Andro 400 Max is for you. Andro 400 is safe and natural and helps men like Antonio not only reach their weight loss goals, but also help keep that belly fat off for good. So kickstart your goals today. Go to andro400.com and get free shipping and discounts only on andro400.com. That's andro400.com.
Once you get your hot stuff freshly grilled right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to calling your friend on their home phone.
Hello, McDougal residence.
Hi, can Jerry come to Jersey Mike's?
Jerry! May I ask who's calling?
It's Danny.
It's Donnie! Pick up the phone!
You know what? I'll call him when the cell phone gets invented. Nope. There's no going back once you get it freshly grilled. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
So we no longer have our blue check mark.
Actually, it was a white check mark surrounded by blue.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
We're still at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. Powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
A couple of things before we get to jury duty on this lovely Tuesday. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, maybe send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Tell us what you're thinking about today. One thing that is, you can file this under the least surprising thing I've heard in 2023. People are stunned, just shocked, I tell you.
What?
They're discovering the price of the drinks at that Sphere in Las Vegas. And I'm like, the place cost $1 billion.
Yeah.
How on earth would you be shocked by how much the drinks cost at this place?
I mean, it's you shouldn't be surprised at the price of drinks at any sort of venue, but that particular one, that's got to be really, really up there. They've got a lot to pay for. Plus, it's like, I think there's a sticker shock for a certain type of person that goes to Vegas. They get a lot of their drinks for free because they're gambling. So I think they leave the blackjack table for a while and they go catch a show and they're like, this costs money?
What are you talking about?
Or you do what I would do in my head and go, I could pay $20 for this cocktail because you know how many free cocktails I got over at the Bellagio or wherever I was. Probably not there because they don't have cheap enough blackjack tables for me.
Circus
there we
got
go.
the cheap cocktails.
Yeah, where's the one that we smoked inside and it was crusty?
I don't know if that was Circus, but they have like the really cheap blackjack tables where you can hang out for a long time.
I think it had a Spanish name like El Rancho or something. Pancho, Rancho.
Well, this is a $2 billion Sphere at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. And of course the drinks are expensive at this place. A specialty cocktail will cost you $30.
Damn.
At the Sphere. If you would like a margarita, it is $20.
How many ounces?
It's just regular size, just regular cup size. For a draft beer, just a regular draft beer, it's $19. $20 for a glass of wine. And if you'd like a bottle of water, that'll be $7, please. That's how much it costs. And you know what happens is, if you go into this place and you're like me and you're like, I'll take a double Captain in diet. I don't drink that anymore, but I used to. And they'll say, okay, $60, sir. And you go, what the hell? $60. The only thing about that I push back on is if you're going to charge me $30, or let's say in the case of a double, $60 for my cocktail for that night, for the one cocktail I'm drinking. And I look at it and I go, I could buy a handle of Captain Morgan and two 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke and pour an insane amount of drinks for that price, or less than that price, as a matter of fact. Sometimes it just seems kind of dumb. It doesn't make it doesn't make any sense to me.
I wonder though, do the liquor stores have like that competitive of prices as well in Vegas? Or are you still having
I don't know.
Your standard 750 milliliter?
I've never been to one of the liquor stores there. Are there liquor stores like on the Strip? There has to be, right?
Probably. I never went to any. I did go to like the Walgreens on the Strip and just get some brown baggers.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to do it, too. It's cheaper than $30 for sure. And before we get into jury duty, I also wanted to work this in. You guys, have you either? I think Sea-Lady's been there.
It says on Target, if I shop now, 1.75 liter of plastic Captain Morgan spiced rum is $23. So that'd be $46 for two of the, and then like you said, grab a couple 2 liters of Diet Coke. And that's a small party.
Well, the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan.
Segway.
Another small party.
Has everybody been there? I've been there before a couple of times.
I went like it was right after they had built it.
Okay, it's like a reflection pool. Mm-hmm. It's a big, giant area, and most people go over there and kind of pay their respects or just like look at it. And some dude jumped into one of those reflection pools, and it's like, I think it's like 20 or 30 feet down before you get to the reflection pools. They're not at eye level or above. You're looking down into the reflection pools when you're at the 9/11 Memorial.
I think of it more as a waterfall than a reflection pool.
Yeah, and the thing is, the water is only about 18 inches deep or something. And so this guy goes 3 stories down into 18 inches of water, and he somehow survived. He didn't die. They said they arrested him at the scene, and there's charges pending. All he had was a leg injury.
Cannonball!
How do they get him out of there? Because, there has to be some sort of door down there for maintenance or something.
Yeah, I would guess. Right, yeah, that makes sense.
That thing's falling there all the time, I'm sure.
The memorial pools, probably people's cell phones and stuff, spanning nearly an acre, each of them, boast the largest man-made waterfalls in North America, according to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. I'd never heard of that before. I didn't know that was the thing.
Also, where are the other man-made waterfalls?
I don't know.
I would guess a map of that.
Honestly, if there was going to be one somewhere, I would think it would be in Vegas. But I don't know.
In
Vegas, $75.
Vegas and your personal pool.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Man-made. Those are the smallest man-made waterfalls.
Clearly not bigger than what they have going on at the 9/11 Memorial.
They should put a slide in those, huh? Never mind. Go ahead.
A slide? You want to
just one day a year.
Pay the extra fee to ride the 9/11 slide?
I think, it might be something.
We'll call it Slide 11.
You know what's weird? You could put a slide almost anywhere else. It's literally...
Sleep on it, all right? Let's circle back.
You have found the only thing you cannot attach a slide to. You have found the one spot.
Challenge accepted.
The worst part is now I'm just trying to think of other terrible places to put slides, and so we should just go into jury duty real quick.
All right, here we go.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you need to take care of yourself. You need to be ready to take care of your family and your future. And you don't do that by going to these big, gigantic law firms where you just become essentially a number or a field in a spreadsheet. And they say, hurry up and settle that. We want to get on to the next one. Volume. With Mo DeWitt, he's going to patiently listen to your story. He's going to gather up all the information needed to take on the insurance company. And then, and only then, when you're ready to go at them, they'll go forward and battle the insurance companies for you and get you what you deserve. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. So banners popping up in Mexico. And I don't know if I should believe this or not, but one of the cartels in Mexico has said, we have sworn off fentanyl. We're not dealing with the fentanyl anymore.
Good guy cartel.
Yeah, good guy cartel move. They said banners appeared Monday in northern Mexico, purportedly signed by a faction of Mexico's Sinaloa cartel, claiming the gang has sworn off the sale and production of the synthetic opioid fentanyl. But experts quickly cast doubt on the veracity of the claim, saying that fentanyl, which has caused tens of thousands of overdose deaths in the United States, remains one of the cartel's biggest moneymakers. But they had all
but you can only make money for so long if your customers are dying.
Yeah, but they said they put up signs everywhere, and it's like, no fentanyl in this city. Any of the chemicals used to make fentanyl will be banned in this city. So it's about, are they serious, or is it like when somebody comes to bust you for selling fentanyl, you go, what are you talking about? Look at the signs here. We are an anti-fentanyl gang. We don't do that stuff anymore. at least not round here. When we come back, another reporter getting emotional about what's happening right now in the Middle East, and we'll see what that's all about. Plus, on a very different front, Los Angeles is gearing up for the 2028 Olympics, and they want to bring 5 more sports to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, and some of these are really stupid ideas. What are they? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4, expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident blocking the right lane on I-4 westbound at State Road 436. Northbound and southbound left lanes are blocked due to an accident on John Young Parkway at State Road 408. Traveling on State Road 408, authorities are clearing up an accident westbound at Rouse Road, exit 20. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Burke.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
Your pet isn't just a pet. They're part of your family, and you want to give them the best. And you want to feed them the best food. 70% of your dog's immune system is based on their gut, which can impact their overall health. Nutritional deficiencies produce issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. Dinovite has been shown to improve overall pup health. Take it from one of their customers.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess, always itching. His paws were soaking wet from constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shot steroids into my dog all the time. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements. Today, 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, and 4x4s, Nations Trucks has got them all. And with approved credit, you're not making any payments until 2024. Do yourself a favor. Visit nationstrucks.com and check out their awesome inventory. Start driving the truck that you deserve today.
Stella Artois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at the Porch on South Orange Avenue this Friday, October 13th from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Artois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner. And as always, let's start with a Stella. Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Not sure if you know this, but October is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death here in the U.S. with a survival rate of 10% or less. We all know somebody's dealt with heart issues. Why not know in advance? Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan can allow you to look inside your body to know exactly what's going on. That way you and your primary care doctor can build a long-term healthcare plan to make sure you're around for years. It's easy with Life Imaging's free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements, but that is a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Do this. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and just say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your pet isn't just a pet. They're part of your family, and you want to give them the best. And you want to feed them the best food. 70% of your dog's immune system is based on their gut, which can impact their overall health. Nutritional deficiencies produce issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. Dinovite has been shown to improve overall pup health. Take it from one of their customers.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess, always itching. His paws were soaking wet from constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shot steroids into my dog all the time. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements. Today, 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
The 2028 Olympics. Los Angeles wants to add 5 new sports, and some of them are stupid. Some of them are a good idea. We'll go over those in just a moment, but we've been talking about some of these reporters who have been covering what's happening in Israel and in the Gaza Strip and elsewhere. And they're like under fire half the time. They're hitting the deck. There's missiles flying by as they're on the ground. They're right there on the front lines. It's like next level stuff. And it's being kind of used in a way to make great TV moments, which is weird because somebody's life hangs in the balance here. And in this case, it's much more so somebody's life hanging in the balance than it is during a hurricane with somebody out there reporting on that. This, I would argue, this is much more dangerous than being outside covering a hurricane. This is war. And this is war.
There's no radar for that.
This is war where one side in particular, the Hamas fighters, have shown that there is very little that they won't do in terms of going after their opponents. And they're willing to go as far as doing the things they did to the folks who were at that peace rave that was about 40 miles outside of the Gaza Strip. And if you don't know about that, it's a travesty. It's a war crime. It's ungodly stuff that went down. There's another moment here where I guess one of these CNN reporters gets a little bit, kind of choked up. And I think he was talking about what happened at that particular rave. So maybe we'll get some new details
We're
here.
in Repipe, Israel, earlier today. That's the site of the music festival where Hamas did mass slaughter of young people, taking hostages, rapes. Reportedly, there were young women raped next to the dead bodies of their friends. Now you're in Sderot, Israel, just miles from the Gaza border. Israel's been pummeling Gaza all day. What do you expect will happen this evening?
He's out there. That's the field where that concert happened.
Jake, I was hoping we might talk. I'm hit emotionally by listening to the testimony of the people that you were talking to just there, because we've been there in Repipe and witnessed firsthand what I think they're talking about, that they've seen the video images of, where people had come out, those young partygoers at the music festival there, had run away from Hamas, who were just murdering and slaughtering them in the fields as they ran away. And they'd got to their cars, and we saw the line of cars.
My God, I don't know if I could tour that place if I was a reporter. I don't know that I could walk around after that happened and see all the aftermath of that.
It's horrific. It's horrific.
I don't think I could take that.
And what's just so weird and modern, like a sick, disgusting modern version of this war is that, like, if you're not there seeing the press footage, you're seeing Hamas and their point of view because they're uploading all the videos of them slaughtering people.
Yeah, I guess they're just like filming stuff for the front lines, which there's still people who are defending these folks. It blows my mind when I see it. I mean, there's a surprising amount, but that's how many crazies you have out there. A lot of them are Palestinian student groups at some of the biggest colleges around the country, but a lot of them are people who are just political radicals. You saw them in New York City and Tampa and Jacksonville, and you see stuff like this. This is from George Washington University, and it says, GW Students for Justice in Palestine stands in full support of the liberation of our homeland and our people's right to resist the violent 75-year-old colonization of our homeland by any means necessary, they say. And saying this on the heels of what happened with Hamas is like, dude, check yourself a little bit, please. I mean, the story out today, I don't even really want to tell this story. I want to get onto the thing about the Olympics, honestly. But the story today from the Insider, and it's going around in a bunch of different outlets, was about a place that they went into called Kfar Aza, which is a kibbutz, which I think is a place where it's like a nursery over there. And when they went inside, they found that the Hamas soldiers had gone in there and just killed all the babies. Like the babies in a nursery they had killed in this place. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. And you're like, by all means necessary. And the other thing that's weird about it is it's really strange bedfellows, because if you had these, especially like the leftist students on college campus, or just generally like socialists, socially activated people like the Democratic Socialists and those who stand up for the Palestinians, they have zero in common otherwise politically. Like in Palestine, being gay is a crime. If you're a man and you're gay, you will be arrested. I think it's like a 10-year sentence. They want to live under Islamic rule, and they want to live by a completely different set of principles than any of those people who are supporting them would agree with. They would say that it was demonic the way they want to live their lives, but they agree on this one issue. So they'll accept any kind of behavior for that. And that to me is weird. All right, let's talk about this Olympics thing. I'm not sure about this. I think that there's an Olympics next year. Is that right? There's one in 2024.
Usually it's on the fours. It's every four, but like
it's every two.
It's yes, and yeah, you're right. There's an Olympics every two, but it's the same every four.
Right. Yes. So there's 4 years between each Winter and Summer Olympics, giving us, because they split it up for some reason, maybe more TV dollars. Actually, is what it probably is.
I'm also seeing 2026 in Italy.
Yeah, that's the one. So we have one in 2024, one 2 years later in 2026 in Italy, and then in 2028 it comes to America for Los Angeles and their shot at the Olympics. And ahead of this, the host city gets to kind of ask for different things that they might want added to the Olympics. And
I didn't know that was something that was up to the host city.
They can ask for it. They can ask the Olympic Committee to add those sports, and the Olympic Committee will either, allow them or not allow them to add those sports. And LA wants 5 sports added to the 2028 Olympics. One of them that's getting the most coverage is flag football, which doesn't seem like an Olympic sport to me. Flag football seems like a fun hobby and not an Olympic sport. But they want flag football.
Speed walking, and that's an Olympic sport.
Is speed walking an Olympic sport?
Yes.
You say without Googling this. Speed walking?
I'm going to now, though, but I feel very confident that it is.
Speed walking Olympics.
Boom. I didn't even finish typing OL before it came up.
Race walking events at the Olympics have been contested over a bunch of...
So you were right, Sabrina.
It's called race walking, not speed walking, but it looks like that's the case. What is race walking?
Sounds hateful.
It does.
It sounds bad.
Race walk.
What the hell is race walking?
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like you can't run. You have to do everything but run and go as fast as you can. That shouldn't be in the Olympics either. That's stupid. Flag football shouldn't be in there. Some of the other ones they want.
Flag football takes a lot of athleticism. Have you seen like professional flag football or like high up collegiate flag football games?
No.
They're stacked, man. Like it takes a lot of agility.
The other sports that they want to be up there are better than flag football, which is a silly thing for kids. This is one they want to add. Baseball and softball. Those count as one sport.
Is tackle football an Olympic sport?
No.
No, I don't believe so.
So,
no.
yeah. No.
Okay.
The NFL is the one who wants to do this. The NFL and the NFL organizers want to get flag football as a sport in the Olympics to bring up the popularity of football in general on the world stage, obviously. Baseball and softball, I think, are great. I think that those would be a good ad. Lacrosse, I don't know much about lacrosse, so I can't even weigh in on that. And squash, I know nothing about squash. But cricket is one that they want to add. And cricket would be genius for them to add to the Olympics. Even though when I watch cricket, have no idea, and I mean this, no idea what's going on. There's a man with a little, they think it's like a paddle or something in his hand, and then they hit the ball, and they run around different directions. It's very confusing to me. But in India and Pakistan and a lot of other countries, it is the biggest thing in the world over there. We're talking hundreds of millions of people who love this sport and watch this sport, much like soccer is a big international sport. So is cricket. So that I can make sense of it. But flag football, I don't know how that's going to go over. They said there is a limit already set of 10,500 athletes. So if there was 5 more team sports, it could mess with that number, and that's where the problem may come into play.
We're so far away from it.
No, that's a while from now. But we're not too far away from the next one. Where's the next one? You said there's one in 2026 in Italy. Paris is the next one.
With the bed
in
bugs.
2024. Is Paris summer or winter Olympics?
That will be... Wait for it.
I think it's summer, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
July 26, 2024 until August 11th.
I love it. I love when the Olympics is on. The only thing I don't like is when the Olympics is hosted by a country that makes the time difference too big.
That was
I don't
the World
like
Cup
that.
this past year. The Women's World Cup, to think that it started, some of them, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Where they were like, hey, we're going to have a watch party, but we're going to have to set up everything at 3 a.m.
And you have to watch it live.
Yeah.
You're not going to tape delay that. If you're a big fan, hell no. You're going to tune into that thing live. So I hate when there's that big time difference like that. That's kind of annoying. All right, let's see here. What do we got? So let's go over to you for a couple of dispatches real quick. Here's Tony chiming in.
Hey, News Junkies, couple things about the lady with the service dog. First of all, if I was a 12-year-old kid in a wheelchair and she said that, I would have said, yeah, go ahead and pet my wheelchair, you wheelchair petting freak, and I would have given the husky a big fat hug. Secondly, I too want to put on blast those people that come to Orlando with their fake service dogs. Let me be the first to say, my brother Paul, coming up from Miami, I love Zoe to death, but you got to stop coming up here and whoring her out like a service animal when she's not.
Right,
all
Paul.
right, that's it. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Friendly fire right there. The family members taking hits.
Party in the sun.
Let's see. Let's go to Flip.
with this let's put a water slide theory anywhere to make it a happier place. How about the Arizona Memorial in Hawaii or the Fukushima power plant in Japan?
No, I can accept all those.
How
Will be more
about
acceptable.
Whitney Houston's bathtub?
Okay,
What was
get
that
out of
last
here,
part?
sir. Whitney Houston's bathtub. I should have had a slide at the end of it. He said, God damn you, sir. Is Biden talking about Israel stuff?
I just said that he's about to speak. Now it's on commercial, but we might.
I would imagine that's what he's talking about. He's been
he's
kind
about-
of.
Yes.
He's what? what are you saying?
He is about to speak on Hamas, I imagine.
Oh, okay,
Hamas.
on Israel and Hamas and the whole situation in the Middle East. I would have expected him to do this yesterday or the day before. He's been kind of MIA on this, and there's Americans that are kidnapped, as far as I know. I think the number was 9 or something. And if you have 9 Americans kidnapped in this country, geez, I mean, forgive me. I don't know what the correct move is behind the scenes. I don't know if the FBI and the CIA would be telling you as a president to not draw more attention to it because maybe it makes them a more valuable asset. I can actually logically see why that would be a thing. But the tendency of somebody in this position would be to come out and speak about it. It may be that Biden doesn't mention the kidnapped Americans at all. Tell me when he starts talking. They're still on commercial break?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, let me know when he comes back. I'll play a couple more here. Here is a City Fan with a dispatch.
News junkies.
Hey.
What it do? So, back to what you were talking about, the pharmacist walking out because of the vaccine shots or whatnot. Here's the issue with that. People are always replaceable.
Sometimes.
By technology. So...
Robo-pharmacist?
Let's say all these pharmacists start walking out, nationwide. What happens if Walgreens comes up with technology that you order prescription and you show up at the pharmacy and there's a bunch of these drop-off boxes that just dispense medication, and you just go to a touchscreen, put in your name, yada yada
I feel like we're in a
and boom,
weed smoking circle right now. It's like, what if we just make drop?
Guys,
And we
here's
just
what's
get
going to
the
happen.
robots to deliver it. I think that's why I've gotten 4 or 5 emails from Amazon's new pharmacy, and it'll be mailed right to your door.
That's awesome.
Gets rid of the middleman in between.
I mean, I hate that
Actual
it props
human.
up in a giant corporation like Amazon. I hate that, but it does make it easier. It is kind of a nice experience. Randall on YouTube says, the Gaza Strip is kind of like the size of Beachside, Brevard County, Florida. I don't know how big that beach is, but the Gaza Strip, I believe, is about 25 miles long. And in that 25 miles, I think there's something like 5 million Palestinians living in that area.
Wow.
So it makes it one of the most densely populated places, if not the most densely populated place on planet Earth. And then there's another about, I think, 3 million Palestinians who live in the West Bank. There's also Israelis there in settlements, which are incredibly controversial on that Palestinian land. So, yeah, I mean, the geography of this area all happens between Israel and the Palestinian areas, all happens in an area that's very, very close in size to New Jersey, as I said earlier. But they're split up. There's sort of a civil war for the Palestinian territories. The West Bank is not controlled by Hamas, whereas the Gaza Strip is indeed controlled by Hamas. They elected them into office, and that's who's doing this stuff. Hamas, if you don't know, is called a terrorist organization by most Western countries. Hamas has 2 wings. One wing is a wing where they do charitable work. That kind of makes them look a little bit better. They need as much good press as they can get right now. But the main thrust of it is the militant branch of Hamas, which the fighters are called the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade. And those are the folks who you saw flying in over the border to Israel. That's who's launching off these rockets. That's who was in this war crime that happened at this dance music festival. Still not talking?
No. So
Okay.
we might have to go to break, but then hopefully it'll be. They just say remarks soon.
I'm at a point where we've got to keep going just a little bit. So let's just work in 1 or 2 more dispatches and make the clock right. Here's Maine 420. Haven't seen a dispatch from Maine 420 in a while.
Hey, News Junkie, Maine 420 here. I want to let you know about the big pumpkins up here in Maine. We have a pumpkin festival where we take big old pumpkins, hollow them out, and get in them.
Yeah.
And we race them on the water around the course.
You race them?
It's really fun.
The course.
It's a lot of people getting wet in cold water.
How does one race a pumpkin? You hollow it out? Wait, if you hollowed out a pumpkin and got inside, it would float?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of like a porous material.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It has to be one of those big ones.
The big one that you just showed us in that thing, probably, if you cut it right in half, or maybe a little bit higher than that,
and then gut it all out.
Yeah.
And if you put some wheels on it and do a little bit of magic spell, you can go to the ball, but you have to get home before midnight.
Yeah, I understand. I remember that story. I remember that.
Oh yeah, name it then.
It's Sleeping Beauty. No. It's Snow White. It's Snow White. No. It's the one with the slipper. What's
Don't tell him.
One? Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh
no,
my God! And you're being actually genuine about that.
Okay, she has a glass slipper.
Correct.
She has the evil stepsisters. The thing turns into the pumpkin at midnight.
Right.
And it's
Come
what's that bitch's name?
Yeah.
I can't remember it.
Moana, you idiot.
It's not Moana. I know that.
It's Cinderella. Jesus, man.
Cinderella. Damn it. Cinderella
Retro
completely
classic.
Ghosted from my brain for some reason. I'm sorry, Cinderella folks. If you're out there, the Cinderella contingent, I do apologize. All right, let's see. Let's do one more very quickly. Here's Vanilla Dirt talking about the pumpkins.
Hey, Junkie.
Oh, you know what?
You're talking about pumpkins.
Your phone is dirt.
Let's give that another try next time, maybe. 2 tickets to Pound Town.
C-Lane, I love the idea of Slide 11, but we got to put it over the top. I think
more over the top?
Wet and Wild, the Stuka, the
Oh,
the
no,
slide.
no.
So we do the same thing at Slide 11, and, you get the little countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then when it drops you out, instead of the buzzer, you get the Allahu Akbar!
Oh, my God,
Dude,
buddy.
that is
All right.
real.
Okay.
That is not anything to do with us.
That was a dispatcher named 2 Tickets to Pound Town. Send him your hate mail, all right?
That was very uncomfortable. We don't have to battle it out like that.
Abraham Dragonfriend on Twitch says Sean's dementia is starting already. I think so. It's settling in.
With confidence. You're like, Toy Story 2. I knew it.
I knew it was one of the ones with
Beauty and the Beast, huh?
It's in the title.
When I said
That's the one about the beast.
When I said Beauty and the Beast, I was floundering, all right? That was the one where I was just trying to throw out classic Disney movie names and land on the one with the pumpkin.
Snow White.
Like, I don't know which one this is, but I got to get something out there. Okay, when we return, we'll hear from more of you and your dispatches. NASA just caught something insane happening. We'll see if we can catch what happens with this Biden speech. If he has something of importance to say, we'll see what's all going down when he gets up to the microphone. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 104.1 on TikTok, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents you should be aware of causing delays. One on I-4 westbound at State Road 436, John Young Parkway at State Road 408. On State Road 408 westbound at Rouse Road, exit 20. There's delays on I-4 westbound between Colonial Drive and Robinson Street. Expect congestion on I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Mr. and Mrs.
is Flavor. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm Bitter. You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette. He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10th.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
The 44th Charity Golf Tournament for the Russell Home for Atypical Children is on.
Saturday, October 21st at Hawks Landing Golf Club at the Orlando Marriott World Center.
Sign up at russellhomecharityGolf.org.
That's russellhomecharityGolf.org.
The Russell Home thanks you.
When a client comes to our firm after an accident, we have the awesome responsibility of returning what was taken away from them. Loss of income and earning potential, past and future medical bills, pain and suffering, the loss of the enjoyment of life. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our clients don't seek charity, they seek justice. They're looking to have their life back and property restored. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about your legal rights. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Are you experiencing tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics can help. With state-of-the-art care, experienced and compassionate staff, and 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida, we make it easy to find the relief you need. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, so you can achieve the smile of your dreams. And the best part is, no referrals are needed. Schedule your appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
You wouldn't believe the week I've had. I've searched the summer villa and the weekend castle, but I can't seem to find my platinum opera glasses anywhere.
Ah, those minor inconveniences. I myself have been overseeing the new addition to my dog's mansion. His spa wasn't spacious enough.
Truly, I can't even fathom such a thing. By the way, how did you come into such wealth?
My grandfather invented those tiny plastic tables in the center of pizza boxes. What about you?
Me? Oh, I sold my car to Algo.
Selling your car to Algo might not get you tiny tables and pizza box money, but it is the easiest way to get the most money for your car. We give you a guaranteed offer in minutes. Verify the condition of your vehicle with a quick phone call, and boom, the money is yours. Active car loan, we will still buy your car. And the best part is, we handle all the paperwork. It's simple. If you don't want the most money for your car, don't sell your car to Algo. And definitely don't visit algonation.com.
Fence Outlet has the largest assortment of vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and steel fences in Florida. That means we have the styles you want at the guaranteed lowest price. Right now, put no money down and get 0% financing on any fence. Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. Nate certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app?
Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio.
Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Real Radio 104.1.
Dispatches in just a moment, plus an insane story about a motorcyclist and what he did that was caught on video. Right now, I think old man Biden, President Biden, is speaking about the Israeli-Palestine situation. Mm-hmm. Let's see what he's saying. Can we tune into that? Maybe we can. Hold on. There he is.
That American citizens are among those being held by Hamas. I've directed my team to share intelligence and deploy additional experts from across the United States government to consult with and advise Israeli counterparts on hostage recovery efforts. Because as president, I have no higher priority than the safety of Americans being held hostage around the world. The United States has also enhanced our military force posture in the region to strengthen our deterrence. The Department of Defense has moved.
They got two big ships out there.
Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group to the Eastern Mediterranean and bolstered our fighter aircraft presence. And we stand ready to move in additional assets as needed. Let me say again, to any country, any organization, anyone thinking of taking advantage of this situation, I have one word: don't. Don't. Our hearts may be broken, but our resolve is clear. Yesterday, I also spoke with the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, and UK to discuss the latest developments with our European allies and coordinate our united response.
All right, that's going to be the pull quote there. That'll be the moment. We could tune out. He said, don't do it. If you've got any ideas of doing anything, don't do it. Can we please not go to war, please? Can we let them fight this out over there in the Middle East, away from us, not put any Americans at risk here? Rather let them sort this nonsense out. I don't know what's happening here. Abraham Dragonfred says, are we at war or just supporting Israel? It seems like a little bit of both. We got a toe in both pools right now. And all the reporters keep crying. There's another one of these CNN guys. John Kirby was crying. Of course, this is horrible news, but there's been a lot of them. I've never seen this many across so many networks that are reporting on this and crying. Here's John Kirby.
Sorry, it's very, excuse me, very difficult to look at these images, Jake. And the human cost. And these are human beings. They're family members, they're friends, they're loved ones, cousins, brothers, sisters. Yeah, it's difficult, and I apologize.
Jesus, he was very emotional about all of this. Very upset. That's John Kirby.
Makes you wonder what question he was asked.
Yeah, right. John Kirby is a National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, and he's over at the NSC, I guess. Anyhow, that's what he was reacting like on CNN today. There's been a lot of people who are getting upset about this because it sucks. It's horrible news, and there's no winner here. You know, when you get down to like the real brass tacks on what's happening, it's like Israel is tired of Hamas shooting rockets indiscriminately at its citizens in its cities, right? And they have the right to be tired of that. Israel is then saying that this is coming from Gaza, and that's where Hamas is, and that they're going to hold the Palestinians accountable for this as well because they elected the folks in Hamas to be their leadership, knowing that stuff like this would continue to happen. And so Israel squishes the Palestinians in many ways. The blockade makes it so they can't get anything in or out. I don't know if people know this, but you're not allowed to leave Palestine. If you live in Gaza, you cannot leave. You cannot come back. You cannot go in and out. You just stay on that 25-mile plot of land. That's where you live your life. And you can't get access to clean water. Most people can't. They don't have electricity, but for a little bit of time right now, they have no electricity at all, no water at all. And they're stuck in this war because, you know, Hamas shoots the missiles, the rockets at Israel. Israel says, I'm going to hold Gaza accountable. And then round and round we go. It's, you know, that's it. It's chasing a tail right there. That's what causes all of this. And nobody's wanting to back down. And nobody wants to say, hey, let's actually get some real peace discussions going on here. And that's where we find ourselves, unfortunately. So we'll see. I'll go to more of your dispatches in a moment. I want to tell you what happened in Colorado Springs. I think we've talked to Moses about this before, where if you videotape yourself doing something illegal and post it online, you could still be charged with the crime, I believe he had said at some point. Like, if you videotaped yourself doing cocaine, it might be harder because you could just say that wasn't.
Yeah.
You can't prove it's not cocaine. But if you videotape yourself robbing a bank, then now, you know, that's obviously evidence in a case against you. Or I'm trying to think of a better example because the bank makes it different.
Well, no, the bank would include other people. So if you videotape yourself walking up to a bank teller and sliding her a note that says, put all the money in the bag. Or
what if someone else videos you doing it?
But I think you would still be under the same amount of scrutiny. Just the same thing with the cocaine thing. But like if you say, hey, put all the money in the bag. You know, I'm robbing this bank. This is a stick up, whatever bank robbers say these days.
Sean.
And then the bank teller would be able to testify and be like, this was not some sort of joke. This absolutely happened to me. Mm-hmm. You know, so
it's a crime.
Yeah.
And you're in trouble for it. And this guy's going to be in trouble. A spokesperson for the Colorado Springs Police Department says they're well aware of a viral video that appears to show a motorist driving more than 150 miles per hour on I-25 recently. The distance on this, somebody please look up the distance from Colorado Springs to Denver, Colorado, because this motorcyclist went from Colorado Springs to Denver, Colorado in 20 minutes. The motorcycle was going 173 miles per hour.
That is
at some point.
70 and a half miles.
Okay, so they went 70 and a half miles.
It's usually an hour and 8 minutes.
They did it in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. They said it was a YouTuber named Gixerbra, and the motorcyclist was going from the Garden of God's exit to Colorado Springs, or from Colorado Springs to Denver, hit over 173 miles per hour.
Wow.
The video went up to 500 million views. At one point, the motorcyclist is going 180 miles per hour. It's like, wow.
Gives me anxiety thinking about that.
One little thing, right? At that speed.
Then you explode.
One little car just swerves in the wrong direction or anything like that happens, you're done for. You are not surviving at that speed on a motorcycle.
What a rush.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving. I didn't even know that motorcycles could get up that fast.
Oh, for sure. I'll never forget. It was like I was driving from Orlando to Miami to visit my family. It was the dead of night, and one of like the parts of the highway where there's no street lights, and you could hear it in the back, like something's coming. And then I had to have been 160 miles an hour. Two motorcyclists with their lights off. Completely.
Oh, my God.
And then just go right past me. And I'm like, what is this about? And someone's like, they're peddling drugs so they don't get caught.
Oh, really? And when they go by you at that speed, it's just like...
There's no way you could catch them.
Yeah, the cops can't catch them. Cops would never be able to do anything about that. But this person might get in trouble because they posted the video online.
Idiot.
When we come back, the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, including that NASA one that I teased just a bit ago. And today, we're to wrap everything up on a Share the Show Tuesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. There are just 4 of them, but an infinite amount of flavors. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the mid-80s, so temperatures slowly warming as we head throughout the afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, but skies do remain dry. It's not until Wednesday through the end of the week that we see rain chances on the rise as well as warming temperatures. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Have a great rest of your day.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare. HCA Florida Mount Dora Emergency, located near the intersection of U.S. Highway 441 and Eudora Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Lake Monroe Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
O'Reilly! It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023 Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Fall is here, so I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. So don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval plus tax tag admin. Negative equity may be refinanced.
Stella Atois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at the Porch on South Orange Avenue this Friday, October 13th from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Atois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner. And as always, let's start with a Stella.
Wonderful product. I've lost 111 pounds using that product. 111 pounds. You could not believe the difference. I went from a size 48 pant to a 33 pant, and I've maintained that now for over almost a year now. Yeah, absolutely. Andro 400 has helped me lose 111 pounds, and I've maintained my weight for almost a year now.
Thanks, James, for that inspiring testimony and 111 good reasons to choose Andro 400. The most effective and natural way to lose belly fat, increase libido, gain energy, strength and muscle while safely boosting your testosterone levels. So guys, how many reasons do you need for trying Andro 400? Well, here are 2 more great reasons. Order now and get free shipping plus an additional $6 off when you use the code SAVE6. That's SAVE6. Call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com. andro400.com.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist or doctor and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stories that didn't make the cut. And today, now I can only play one.
Well, the way you said it first is usually more accurate anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That is. We usually play like 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 at the most at the end of the show. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because
what's wrong?
I went into my office to pick up the Today I Learned that I printed out, and when I bent over to pick up the Today I Learned, once again leaking out the nose, right out my left nostril. And it went on my hand, and I looked at it, and it's completely clear, this fluid that comes out. And I looked up that cerebrospinal fluid leak, and I'm almost positive I have whatever that is. I don't know if it's bad. I don't know if it's like a really bad thing, but definitely I have like all of the things that are aligned with it. When I bend over like that.
Have you researched a thing that's less bad that you could have, like just a runny nose?
No, I'm telling you, it's not allergies. It's not. There's a clear fluid that runs out my nostril. It's not like allergy stuff.
What? Snot can sometimes be clear.
Not like this. It pours out like water.
Right.
It's not like as much as water, but it pours out only out of my left nostril.
And how do you bend over?
I bend over like I'm bending over to pick up the things off the printer tray.
That's not even like that much of a bend. It's not like a 90 degree, is it?
Yes. Well, it's close to it when I have to lean all the way over to get it.
I think, call me crazy. Might have to go to the doctor, Sean.
I know. I'm going to. I'm absolutely going to. I'm working on scheduling a doctor. The problem is I was going to go to your doctor, but your doctor, the schedule is like they end right when we end, basically. And I'm like trying
You're missing out. Dr. Deb's the best.
I guess I'll have to go before the show at some point in time, which is not ideal. Mark on YouTube says, Sean, have you ever had a head injury? I have had multiple head and spinal injuries, and I think maybe the spinal injury was the one that would have done it. I fell out of the back of a pickup truck at 30 miles an hour or so onto a gravel road one time, and I don't know if that did it, but one of the things is photosensitivity, and I have a major issue with that. And there's like other things. I'm like, oh no, okay, let me get this checked out. I don't think it's I don't think you die from it or anything.
You just can't walk?
No, I just think it causes some minor issues. Because one of the things was like, how long can you have this issue without knowing? And it said you could go decades without realizing that you have this issue. And I said, oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. Dan McDonald on YouTube says, are you going to the doctor, Sean? Yes. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'll probably try to call somebody this week because I got other issues too. I'm broken up and down.
Diarrhea?
No. Well, I mean, sometimes, it depends on what day it is. Let's do the final dispatch. As I said, we will only play one. Here is Skippa Style. And Skippa Style is talking about that motorcycle. I don't know much about the world of motorcycles, but I was surprised that it was going 180 miles per hour. Let's see what it says.
What up, junkies?
Hey.
Miss you guys. Got a new job, so I don't get to listen as much. So the Suzuki GSX-R is known as a Gixxer.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gixxer 1000, along with pretty much all the super bikes in America, are governed at 184. So you can't go over 184, but yeah, you could definitely do that on 1,000.
Wow.
No problem. I've done about 150.
Are you crazy?
All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Guys.
I'm trying to look at these things. Here it is. GSXR. These are toys, though, because it says $174.
Yeah.
I think these might be real. It just looks like any other bike to me. It doesn't look like it goes 180 miles per hour.
When it says it's governed, though, like I remember back in the go-kart days, you could take the governor off.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
guarantee you there's a way.
There has to be.
Yeah, anytime they put a governor on a motor like that, the person who wants to go 180-something miles an hour finds a way to get that damn thing off there. All right, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nation's Trucks. Love our friends over there. Go get the truck of your dreams. Forget that motorcycle. Get a big lifted truck or a work truck. Get it right now, and you can see their entire inventory right at nationstrucks.com. NASA's Hubble telescope spotted a mysterious flash in the middle of nowhere that is defying scientists. They said they're not sure what these things are. Luminous fast blue optical transients is what the smart guys are calling it. But they are
Transients.
curious.
It's a homeless flash?
That sounds bad. Homeless aliens are on the way, if this is true. They say 3
Send
Florida
him to
high
the
school
Wolf
students.
Strawberry Blood Pumpkin Moon.
Right. 3 Florida high school students have been arrested for crafting a lethal hit list plan in their group chat.
Great.
The two of them were adding people to the list of people they wanted to physically do harm to. They called it a lethal hit list. Now they're in some trouble for that, obviously. And you know what? We'll end it right there because it's time to get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this band right here.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin is correct. The first time Led Zeppelin licensed one of its songs for commercial use was the song Rock and Roll, and they gave it to Cadillac for a television commercial. The band earned what they called a ridiculous fee at the time, but Cadillac saw sales increase 16% following the ad campaign on the backs of the Led Zeppelin track. Who among us is currently wearing Sony broadcast headphones?
I am.
All right, that's all three of us wearing Sony high-end broadcast headphones. Sony's high-end microphones and headphones for professional use are produced at a designated special subsidiary. It's a particular factory where they make them, and 67% of the employees there have a disability. They make it a point to hire people who are disabled at this
That's
factory.
why the buzz is here.
And they said this is one of the few places where they are majority disabled people at a factory like that.
That's really cool.
I had no idea that was a thing. Today I learned this lady right here.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush is right. British musician Kate Bush had a concert tour called the Tour of Life in 1979, and then she took a little break from touring for 35 years before
Just a
once
little break.
again resuming
Did she
her
call the
touring.
next one Bush is back?
I don't know if she did, but it's right there if she wanted to.
Bushier.
Today I learned parrots love to get high and often become addicted to drugs like opium, which I don't want a bird to be harmed.
Where are they getting the opium?
From their owners, I would imagine. Unless they're, they must be getting them
Is
from
there
somebody.
a parrot rehab?
I don't know if there is, but also I'd like to see that.
Is there a blend of like bird seed with poppy seeds in it that's just like the parrots are getting high off of?
Yeah, Sean,
Parrots love
those
this.
answers.
I don't have all those answers, unfortunately, but I'm just as curious
Do you
as
have
you
any
are.
answers?
None. Today I learned this band.
Phantom Planet.
Phantom Planet is correct. Jason Schwartzman, the famed actor. He's in a lot of movies. He was the drummer from Phantom Planet. And you know this song. It was the theme song for the OC way back in the day. He left the band. He said, I'm going to try this acting thing. I think it worked out for him. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. If you missed any of the show, get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. Stay tuned. More great talk on the way. We'll see you tomorrow.